Hello, hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello, Don. How are you today?
Good, and yourself?
I am great. Listen, this week is flying by. At first I was mad that the holiday was on a Tuesday because I'm like, oh my gosh, it feels like it's a Friday. Why do I have to go to work the next day? But lo and behold, tomorrow's already Thursday, so we're almost at Friday technically. So
It definitely cuts up the week.
yeah, and I'm happy about it. So
Yeah,
I don't even have to worry about it.
I still have videos get up and get out. So I'm like,
Oh
slow down.
yeah.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, that is a big task to do that every single week. It seems like it's not a lot, but to do 12 zodiac signs a week and then especially that week where it's the end of the month and you have to start the next month, that's a lot.
Yeah, and it's a
So can
lot
you
of post production stuff. So once you do the video, you're going to do at least 3 to 4 times more with the post work than you do just filming it. I mean, the editing, the tweaking, the whatever, it takes forever. And then once you get all that done, you hit the upload button and you chug,
you gotta
chug,
wait for
chug,
that to
chug,
slowly
chug.
upload, TikTok, TikTok. And you know what? I've noticed a lot of people are like, screw it, I'm just gonna do it live. I've seen people just be like, I'm just gonna do my zodiac signs live and just go through it that way. But again, they also complain about the algorithm because they said that YouTube doesn't put the same highlight on a uploaded video as you do with a video that was uh live. So they, either way, you're gonna get some kind of something. So you're either gonna be mad that it was live or mad that it took so long to upload.
Yeah, the live videos get ignored by the algorithm, in my opinion. I don't think they get much at all. And I think that that's unfortunate. However, I did find out that the algorithm, I mean, not the algorithm, that at least with YouTube, the watch hours are counted with lives, and at one point that wasn't the case. It's just
Oh, really?
yeah, they're trying to it's churning now, so they're trying to change things. But I think that what happens is they, as they get competitors, as they had TikTok, they went into the shorts for a while and they realizing, okay, how we have that tweaked. I think they're wanting to get longer content such as the live, and I think they're going to see the benefit of that. And who knows, maybe we'll be on the cutting edge of that since we've been working at this for a while now. So who knows. But I did find a very very old video of mine, and when I saw it I was like, oh my gosh, how far we have come. That's
I
all.
look at some of them too, and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, look how round and fat my face was."
Well, I'm the opposite. I'm like, look how much more less fat my face looked. So mine is quite the opposite, unfortunately. It's like, Lord have mercy, where'd that weight come from? I don't know. Of course, I know where it came from. I have no excuse.
Listen, the lady that was over here today, cleaning, she was talking. That's what we were talking about food. She said, "I like to eat." She said, "I love food." She said, "Happy, sad, what celebration, funeral, we always want food, good food." I said, "You ain't lying. We always want good food."
Exactly. And why not? We deserve it. That's the way I see it. We deserve it. But I could probably deserve a little less, I'm guessing. But damn, food is good. I love food.
I do too. Hello, Terry T. Hello, JoJo. Hello, Crystal. Hello, Pam. I haven't seen. Oh, we didn't have class yesterday, so I feel like, wow, I haven't seen people in a long time. Oh, it's a lot of people in the chat. Hey, y'all.
Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in.
I
Welcome
hope y'all all
in.
had a great holiday yesterday. Got some rest, ate some good food. Good food. That's what we talking about. Good food.
Hmm.
Good food.
Yeah, I'll
Terry
show
T
you.
said his surgery was good.
Say what?
He said that he said his surgery went good. It was 10 hours, and it took 2 days for the anesthesia to wear off.
Oh, my. Well, I'm glad to hear things went well, though. That's the
Yeah,
important part.
and it's but he's doing better. Terry T, this not a new camera. It's just been sitting in a box. I bought it so long ago, and I was like, "You have a camera. You should use that camera." So I finally figured it out, and here we are, clear as day. I can see my freckles and everything.
So maybe there are a few, what do you call it, drawbacks. He's like, give me a filter now.
Hey,
Oh, my God.
Alicia, Alexa. Oh my gosh, all these different people. Hi, Kay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in.
All right, we got some good questions in there.
Very good. Very good.
Hello, Miss Linda from Florida. Are you in there just sweltering away in that nice humidity? All right. All these people in the chat, dog.
Nice to see everybody in.
Creating balance, Shauna Foster. Jeep. Hey, Jeep. Oh my gosh, GP. I haven't seen you in so long. How are you doing? Quinn, hey, I haven't seen you. Well, I haven't seen you, but I've seen you online.
CJ, aren't you the person who won the reading from Shauna? And if so, I emailed you and I think I responded to you and I haven't heard anything. So if there's been a miscommunication, let me know if indeed, CJ, you are the one, which I'm thinking you are, that won the free reading from free long-term reading from me. So let me know, because again, I responded to your thing, but I haven't seen anything. So I just want to make sure that it's not on, not on my side that it failed or something.
All right. Hi, Rontisha. I like that name. I have a friend whose name is Rontoria.
Hey, King of Swords, nice to see you in. I don't recognize the name, so glad to see you in.
I see. Listen, we don't see now one question there that says general. Listen, the heavens have heard me. Give me some good questions.
Exactly. Ms. Linda, I hope your trip is going well. I'm glad everything is good for you. Hey, Jojo, nice to see you in.
All right. Everybody want to know what they can do to improve their money. Work.
It is July. One of the things you can do is go to that front door, open that damn front door, get yourself some ground cinnamon.
Oh my gosh, my
Blow
cup
it
is
into the
way over
door.
there, but I got my cup. My I believe in infinite abundance cup. I got it, and I put my little cinnamon in my cup because I drink my coffee out of it every morning, and I put my cinnamon in my coffee and stir it and drink it out of my abundance cup that I got offline from John.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, let's see. Well, it looks like everybody's in and popped in. Is very good to go. I think we should get rolling then. Wow,
All right, well,
nice.
who's first? I'm ready.
Nice to see all the energy. It's been busy, nothing but grocery shopping and cooking. Well, that's not bad if
Well,
that's
Miss
what you
Linda,
want
that's what
to
you
do.
paid for. We want some good food.
Yeah, King of Swords cinnamon, ground cinnamon. Cinnamon itself is good for abundance. And so when you want to bring abundance into your home, one of the things they suggest is you open your front door, you take some ground cinnamon and blow it into the door. Your front door, by the way, your front door. If you want, if you also while you're like if you're at a grocery store or at the nursery and you find some rosemary, set a little rosemary pot out in front of your door as well because it keeps the negative energies away. But blow in the cinnamon, and when you
Um,
blow the cinnamon in, it'll bring the abundance in with you.
I
And
keep a cinnamon stick in my little in my wallet or in my purse, and then I keep how you have the little change thing in your car. I keep a little cinnamon stick in there with the little
mhm,
change. So everywhere that I do, and then Sherry Berry has a cinnamon broom, a cinnamon stick broom across her door.
mhm.
So there's all different ways. Listen, people, we keep telling you we're not reinventing the wheel. We're not teaching you anything that your ancestors weren't already doing. All they had was herbs, sun, moon, um and the planets, and that's what they use. We're not teaching you anything new. We're just trying to tell you how to harness all the things that are already available to you, and that cinnamon does work.
Okay, CJ. Okay, for some reason I thought the initials were CJ. I'll touch base with Shauna again because again I emailed the same person back, but I haven't heard anything since. So I'm just curious.
And a lot
Yeah.
of people have a question about the cinnamon in the door. You just put a little bit in the palm of your hands. You stand outside your door facing like you're about to walk into your place. And then you set your intention for what you want to draw in. You have to set the intention. Otherwise, you're just blowing cinnamon into your house. But you set the intention for what you want, or for abundance, or however you want it to be. And then you just blow it into your doorway, into your frame, or into your house to draw the abundance into you.
Absolutely. And also, if you have a cinnamon stick, you can burn one in your house, and you should burn it from time to time because,
I've done
again,
that too.
yep,
Yep.
that will do the same thing. So there you go. GP says, I'm loving the full moon rituals. Thank you. Thank you. I did a video. What she's talking about is I did a video for full moon ritual. And since we just had a full moon, the thing was helping people understand how to bring that energy into your circle. Now, the full moon was on the 3rd. So you may still, if you want to, folks, you may still go out and do the full moon ritual. because the energy of a full moon lasts for a few days on both sides. So if indeed you are curious about a full moon and the full moon ritual, I'm going to post here a link that you can go to a video that has the full moon ritual. Also, I just posted a new full moon ritual on TikTok and other places too. Um, and Kina said this was a super full moon as well. Absolutely. So here's the full moon ritual. If you take your camera and take your phone, hit the camera button, open it up, click on the QR code, you'll see that it'll pop into that video. Or if you don't need that in the chat, as soon as I did this in the chat, it popped over with the HTTP code, the website. The point is try that ritual. You'd be surprised at what it can bring for you by doing this. And then, of course, always make sure you do the salt across the threshold of every door you use in your house. So if you're going, not every house internal, external. If you're coming in the front door and the back door, do it on front and back door. If you have 3 doors, if you have 1 door, whatever door it is, put salt across the threshold. Keep that negative energy out. And if you're burning sage and something like that, make sure you open the windows, let that negative energy leave and release.
And make sure you have something to draw in the positive energy too. Sometimes we let out all the negative and we don't have anything to bring in the positive. And that was me. I was getting rid of all the negative with the sage, but I wasn't burning anything to bring in the positive. So.
Yeah, and in this kit right here, I have the Palo Santo. If you can see in the upper left-hand corner, there's Palo Santo. Palo Santo will do that positive energy. Also, again, cinnamon will do that wonderful energy as well if you don't have Palo Santo. There are many options, folks, but make sure that you take this. Make sure you put the energies to use. Make sure that you use them to your advantage if you can. All righty then. With that said, why don't we get to it? And why don't we take our... Go ahead.
Kina put K up. I was about to start talking about
K. There you
go. Kay, you said you sense a change in the air. When I tap into your energy, and I hope you're still here, I saw you as a flying disc. So as a disc, you would be out of sorts in your environment. They show you like kind of feeling uncomfortable in your environment. And the first card that I got for you was the Ten of Swords. And so the Ten of Swords means that you're at an ending, which is good, but it's been a painful process. Like if they're showing you as a flying disc and feeling out of sorts, that means that you've gone through a long, painful process and you're ready to move on, or you're ready to have a new beginning, because your next card is the Magician. So you've had this painful ending, you've gone through all this heartbreak, and then you have the Magician. So then I got the Nine of Wands too, and the Nine of Wands, it was in the reverse, and I was going to try and turn to the upright because I don't read reversals, and they said no, leave it in the reverse because you're no longer needing the resilience. You're done with that. Usually the Nine of Wands is that resilience, that tired, you're almost there. They're saying you're done with that. You're no longer needing that resilience, because the next thing is that Hierophant. That's that information, that intuition, that seeing behind the veil, that traditions, the institutions and things like that. So you're getting the learning and the information that you need, but you're also being able to harness that information and utilize it for your good. And so for you, there is a change, but the change is good. It means that your heartache is about to be over and that you're about to move forward in a positive way. Are you looking for a new car? Because I hear vroom, vroom, and I see like a new car. So are you looking to get a new car? I see maybe that you're about to get a new car. At the bottom of the deck, I saw the Eight of Wands. So that's fast moving energy. That's all information that's coming to you. So I see that there may be a car coming your way, or that you want a new car, or that you need a new car. Because I heard vroom, vroom, and then they showed me the speedometer, and it was late night. So is it that you're looking for a car, but you're not telling anybody that you're looking for a car? You don't want anybody to know, or you're just doing this on your own? Late night for me is usually you don't want anybody to know. There's a little bit of shame to it, or there's something secretive about it. And so this doesn't feel like shame. This just feels like, you just don't want everybody to know what you're doing. And then, you'll just, get your new car. So you're not saying anything about the car, but I feel like if you're looking for a new car, this is a good time for you to get one. They're showing me a black vehicle or some kind of truck. Do you want an SUV? Because I see the words SUV. So that is all coming for you. And then they're showing me like a dollar sign, which means the money is going to come for you too. I heard shop around, try 1, 2, 3 different places, compare the prices before you just go in and buy anything. And so they're saying that you are really ready to buy a new car, and that you'll get it. So I see good for you. And so that's what I got for her down.
It's interesting. Kay, I sense that that I don't know. I just sense that you are more in control than you think of the energy that you're dealing with, and exactly. And what I'm getting is that you can make this go either way. You really can. And I'm getting the sense that um, you over the last period of time you kind of were. I wouldn't say inundated because I don't think that's the word, but I think that you've had a lot of bumps, a lot of setbacks, a lot of stuff. And it has created in you a bit of a when is the next shoe going to fall? When is the next negative thing going to happen? And I would advise you that with this new, exactly, yep. And with this new energy, I'm really advising you to change that pessimism, the devil card that's there, which is the pessimism card. Make sure that you put it asunder. Make sure you don't pay attention in your mind with that, and see everything as an opportunity from this point for a short period of time. Because again, I think that you can utilize the energy in any way you see fit, and you can make it either a good thing or a bad thing, but it's in your hands how you perceive it, therefore how you act upon it. So what I'm saying to you is that I think you're right about the energies, but I really do believe this is the one time you're in a very strange situation where most people don't have it. Most of the time, the energies come in and they're very clear, whether they're positive or negative. Yours aren't, and I think yours is being left to you because I think you are at a pivotal point, and you're going to have to step up and say, I no longer want this negativity in my life. I no longer want this grief in my life, this trauma in my life, and therefore I will not accept that as my first thought. And by doing that, and it goes back to the affirmations I say over and over again, I tell people about, okay, if you put out that positive energy and you putting it out there, the universe will come in kind. But if you stay in that negative space, if you're not careful, because again, you're worried about all the bad things that are going to happen, so they're going to happen. And I'm telling you, adopt this new thinking under this new energy, and make sure that every time something pops up, anytime something happens, think of the good thing about it. Think of the positive side and say, okay, where's the opportunity here? What's okay? I blew a tire. Wow. Guess what? Damn it, I'm late. There it goes again. I'm not going to get into it in time, and it's going to cause such a grief, and it's so hot out, and whatever. Or you could say, thank gosh that I blew a tire while I was going slowly enough where I could control the car and pull over, and I didn't have any damage to the car. I'm alive and healthy, and I can get that tire replaced because guess what? It's under road hazard warranty. Do you see the difference distinct difference I'm saying here? There were the same event, but two different thoughts on that event. So I'm asking you from this point forward, especially for the next few months, because again, the energy source I believe you're tapping into is there, and I do know it's real. I just need you to make sure that you utilize it to your advantage and not send out the negative to where you draw it in. So again, every time you see an obstacle, I say use the word opportunity. Every time you see something negative happen, say, how can I make this work to my advantage? It's a lesson. It's an opportunity. It's a benefit if you play it that way. And in return, I think you're going to see a number of years of positive energy around you.
I also heard that she needs to change her circle a bit. Like maybe I feel like her circle feeds into her negativity. And so if we're all on the same level, like and like if your circle is the same as you, like maybe you're all the same income or you're all kind of the same, class of people, you all share the same pains about struggles with money. So you need to kind of get somebody who's outside of that so you have something to kind of strive for or something else to look for, or just get another positive set of ideals. Like one of the things I stopped doing was like I didn't want to go on any more of our girls trip because we would get around, we would go on our girl trips and then we would just kind of moan and groan about how our relationships weren't working and how this wasn't working. And so I said I don't want to go on any more girls trips because I don't want to just sit around and moan and groan. I want to go on romantic trips. So I stopped going on the girls trips and said, hey, my next trip is going to be a romantic trip. And until I have that romantic trip, then maybe I just won't do anything else. But it's the tone that you have to set. You have to see it different. I'm not going to keep going on these girls trips and just moaning and groaning about relationships. I'm going to try to build a better relationship so that my next trip is with that person that I want to go with. And so it's just seeing your situation or realizing the negativity in your situation, stepping outside of it and finding a different way to move forward. Just like Don was saying, you're going to have to change that way of thinking and see it as that. And it's not always an outside source that's going to do it. You're just going to have that light bulb. I don't like the way that this sounds coming out of my mouth. I don't like the way it feels when we go and do whatever. I want it to be something different. And so then you change it and make it something better. And so that's what I see for her. But I do see the new car coming. I do see the money for the car. I didn't see any increase in income or anything like that, but I did see that she wants a new car and that it is possible. It's just in that positive thinking about what she wants. So that's what I got for Miss K.
There you go, Kay. The most important thing, Kay, is believe, know, believe, and understand that. Again, know, believe, and understand. Let me say it slowly so I didn't confuse it all for you guys. Because sometimes I speak a little fast. Again, know, believe, and understand. It's in your hands how you handle the energy. And if you choose or allow yourself to go down the negative trail, that energy will stay negative. But know that if it does stay negative, it's going to be negative for a while. And that's going to be on you because the universe is giving you an opportunity. So please hear our plea and make sure that you use this time and energy to your advantage.
I love the response that was put in here to Miss Alicia. I don't know if Don or Keena put it in there, but I loved it. She asked if her boyfriend was going to leave her, and they said, ask him, don't invite danger or negativity. Ask your man and then wait for his response. I love that because there's no better source than the person that you're sleeping with. I love the response that you put in there to that question. Ask that person because coming to us, you're inviting negativity in by saying, oh, is he? Because you're already thinking that he is. Just ask him clearly and then let him know that it's a safe space to say either way, you do or you don't. So I love that response that you put in there.
And if you've been with him long enough and you look into his eyes and you ask that question and he
You
answers
should
it,
be able to see.
you're going to
But
know.
honestly, if you're asking that question,
Exactly.
you already know. You don't need us to confirm something that you already know. That's what
Yeah.
women's intuition is. That's why you're asking because something isn't the same as that it used to be. There's a different behavior. So just ask. Are we ending? What direction is this not moving the way we want? And tell that person to be honest. And but make sure that you're ready for that answer. Because you could ask us and think that we're gonna say, oh no, he loves you, blah, blah, blah. And then we say, oh yeah, he's leaving. And that's not the response that you were looking for. So make sure that you're ready for the question that you ask.
Yeah. Then
Make
they
sure
get upset
that
with us. Then they get up defensive. How dare you? Didn't you ask the question? Didn't you ask me the question?
all right,
Too
Keena,
much.
who's next? But Miss K, I hope that helps you. That's what the change is in the air. Is that trying to get you to see things differently, trying to get you to get on a more positive plane, change your circle of people, get out more, have a little bit more positivity in your life. Listen, one of the things I say every single morning, even if I know that I have a meeting with a difficult person, I get right out of the bed and say, today is a great day. Today, everything, all the information that I need to get my job done is coming to me clearly um and with it's coming to me with clarity and with amount of information that I need. I also say my affirmation every morning. I believe in infinite abundance and all my wants and needs are met. I say it every single morning before I even get out the bed. I set the tone for the day. So even if the day doesn't move like that, I recalibrate the day. All right, the rest of today is going to be amazing. I still believe in infinite abundance and all my wants and needs are always met. So you set the tone for the day and don't let one thing change it. But just that one little change every single morning changes your whole attitude toward everything. I know I'm going to have a difficult meeting, but you know what? Today's going to be a great day. And you notice how that person is different, how that person is softer, how the meeting went well, how there was no conflict. You got everything you needed because you called it into you for that morning. So just know that you can do that too.
Absolutely. That day and every day. Absolutely.
Okay, Rontisha wants to know what she can do to improve her money. I heard career change and they showed me a stethoscope. Are you thinking about going into the medical field from where you are now? Or is that something that you do now? Like I heard CNA, I see CNA. So I'm thinking that you need to make a career change because you don't seem happy. I get like a head down, like you hate to go into work and you're not happy with where you are or what you're doing and you want to do something different and something more exciting, But one thing I'm hearing Spirit say is choose something that you enjoy doing, not just for the money of it. I always say, so you can tell the nurses who go into nursing for the money and the people who go into it for the love and care of the individual, or for helping other people. So when you decide that you want to change fields, I don't know yet. I don't know which way to go. Well, they clearly showed me a stethoscope. They clearly showed me CNA or something like that. So you can take slow steps to move forward to get you to that field. But I do thinking about I do if you want to be a caseworker, you most definitely want to interview a caseworker or do a day in the life of a caseworker, because that is a very emotional situation. I've been several kinds of caseworkers, and all of them are very emotional. I was a housing caseworker. I was a caseworker for appeals for insurance. I was a caseworker for youth, for seniors. So a caseworker is heavy. I was a caseworker for CPS, and I ain't even last that long. That was a very overwhelming thing. So when you say you want to be a caseworker, make sure you talk to someone who's a caseworker in the field that you're doing, and understand the amount of time that it's going to take in, the amount of emotional toll it's going to put on you, and the amount of money that you're going to make. That was one of the things. I went to go get a job at the state of Arizona, or maybe it was the city of Phoenix, and they made it clear, you have to know that after 90 days, we're going to start taking this amount out for your retirement. A lot of people take the job, and then once we start taking retirement out, they quit. So they wanted you to know up front, this is how much your pay is going to decrease. So those are all the things you need to look into. But they're saying do it for the love of it. Like, I loved shelter care, but it just didn't pay enough money for me to live and to survive off for my child. So I had to go a different route, and I got into compliance. And so again, I see nursing or the medical field, and there's so many different ways you can go with the medical field. You can do administrative, you can do CNA, you could do front office, you could do billing, you could do insurance. There's so many different ways you can go with healthcare. So and people are always going to need healthcare. It's like it's never going to not. Like there's such a need in healthcare right now. You'd probably be in demand as soon as you came out of school. So think about that. That's what Spirit showed me, was a stethoscope immediately. So I don't know if that's one of your considerations, but that's what I saw for you regarding your money as a career change, most definitely.
Well, it's interesting.
PT shelters are very emotional too. That's what she said.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, yeah. I don't think that. I think you need to review. I think you need to spend time again communicating with people if you're going to do case working, because I don't see that for you. This is. I don't think that's the choice you may want to make, and it is family oriented, which is nice. But I don't see it. In the end, it's going to come down to finances. But at the same time, it's going to really wear you out, and you're going to be having. You're going to enter into these issues not knowing much, and are blind, and having to go to fight for somebody blind without knowing the full impact of everything, and it's going to wear you down over time, because I don't see this again. This is that jumping in and without knowing, and that's not healthy. You are somebody who is balanced. You like to know all sides. You like to know all information. So I don't see that, but I do see you starting something new here. Again, that's that Ace of Pentacles, and something. Again, look at this. I mean, if you want me to, I don't need to tell you more. When you see this card in tarot, it's kind of telling you don't go where you just said. So case working, this card says very clearly, go back, the edge is near. Go back, the edge is near. And as Angie would so eloquently say it,
don't do it. No, don't do it. No, 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 no.
yeah, I don't think that's where you need to find something that you're going to like and you're going to continue to like. That's that's the love cup, the Knight of Cups. Okay, so keep looking. This is that you will eventually find what you're looking for. But again, I don't know if this is the right path when it comes to that. Oh my goodness, look at this. I mean, please go back. No case working, please. And if you do choose case working, again, do it because you've talked to people. Because when you see this card, when I see this card and this card in a reading, you cannot get much clearer than these two cards. Okay, these cards are very clear about what it means. Okay, so Jesus, I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you in a work at home situation. I'm seeing you at a work at home situation. I'm seeing you dealing with people, but in a very different way. Like you know, it's not case manager, but it's not case worker, but it's more like case manager. Are you looking at maybe doing insurance case management like that? Because I just saw the word Allstate come up, and then I saw Progressive, that little woman on Progressive, and then I saw you in front of, I saw somebody in front of a computer typing. So are you looking at maybe doing case management in like an insurance situation? Because that to me is a very different situation than what you're talking about. Um, um, that would work because I'm seeing you work behind a computer, but I'm seeing it somehow with insurance related, maybe with again with an insurance company or with an attorney who does PI, personal injury, because again that working with files and working with information, that that I see I can get that info, that I just feel like that's where I see you kind of focusing on is that kind of situation. And that situation is great. It's a 9 to 5. You're not going to have emergencies. You don't have to deal with people's drama. You're going to have very clear and clean and consistent procedures and so forth. That would be something I think that I could see you doing. And that's kind of an image I'm getting for you. But maybe, again, your options are open. But if you're looking at remote work, I'm seeing that as a remote work opportunity. Who do we have next? Yes, thinking about, but get license for the medical, yes, but you won't need license if you're doing case management work with an insurance company. There are no licenses necessarily, um, and there are no licenses for a PI. Working for a personal injury attorney doing case management also does not require a license. You don't need to be a lawyer or a law clerk. You don't need to do those things, or a paralegal. You don't need that. You can do it just as a. And believe me, I used to run a law office. I used to have my own law office, so I know what I'm talking about. That's it. Went 3 interviews with that, always turned down. Well, again, opportunities or obstacles. Think about what I just said and put that in that term. 3 interviews, obstacles or opportunities. There you go. Who is next? Terry T. Dear angels, what's my next step for my greatest and highest good?
Terry T, I thought you were already set up that once your surgery is over, you're gonna step into that new program that you were gonna do for the I think it had to do something with like moving the blood clots from the brain. So I thought you were already set up there. That's your next step. Like what else is it? I thought that's where you were going with that. Um,
While you work on that one, Tara, you will not get a general reading today. We're not doing some general readings. If you would like to ask a question and not something that is very nebulous, if you would like to ask a question, you may get picked up as somebody on the list. I don't know if it's closed or not, but I would guarantee you, not to be mean or rude, if you want to come in and ask a question, we'd love to answer your questions. But a general question indicates to us often that you haven't spent a lot of time determining what you need to hear from spirit. So think about this. If you're going to have it's if you have passed away and you're going up to heaven and you're going to sit there in front of your maker, heaven or wherever your maker may be, and you have one time to ask him something, and if he opens the gates or shuts them, what would that question be? Then come back and then think, okay, did I really want to waste my time on this? Because when you talk to us and we go and connect to spirit, we are connecting to a higher entity. We're connecting to that person, that whatever. And if that's the case, think about it. Is that really of all the questions you can ask in this lifetime, is that really the one you want to ask? Just give that a thought.
For Terry T, I got the 5 of Pentacles. You feel left out because you're not in the office and you're not getting to see what's going on. So you feel like they're passing you by, they're talking about you, that you're missing opportunities. You won't even rest mentally. You're driving yourself crazy, wondering what's at work. You wanted rest from work, you're getting rest from work, and you're still wondering what's going on at work. Am I missing opportunities? Am I going to lose my job? Am I going to be able to come back and go into a new and get right back on track? You're driving yourself crazy, feeling left out. And then The next card that came up was the Eight of Swords. You're putting yourself in a mental prison by going over these things over and over and over and over again. You won't give yourself time to rest. You won't even enjoy the time that you have with your parents because you're so worried about what's going on at work, although you wanted a vacation from work and a vacation from people. And so now you're having this time for respite and you're not even enjoying it. So then the Lovers came up, but it because that's where you came into that's what you're focused on. You really want to be in love, you really want to be in a romantic partnership. And so for you, you're being left out in many situations. You're being left out at work, you're being left out in love, you're being left out it just overall in general, and you're it's going over and over and over and over in your head. So your next step is to clear out that clutter, to let those negative thoughts go. We just said that about everybody else. Let the negative thoughts go, let all of that be released, and just think positively about what's going to happen next for you. You have a very bright future in the medical field. I literally heard them say you have a bright future, and they're showing me the Sun card, but you are very much stuck in your head with that Eight of Swords, and that feeling left out. Like you really, really feel like you're not really making any progress or any movement forward. And so you're not even enjoying the rest that you have. And what they're saying is love is coming. All of those things are coming, but but everything seems to be moving very, very slowly at this time. And so enjoy the pace. Everything happens in divine order. And believe me, I am the one. I am not a very patient person. I can't stand when somebody tell me the temperance card or wait a minute or it's coming, it's coming. I understand that, but it does get a little lonely. It does get a little frustrating, but you still have to try to make positive inroads in order to distract yourself, in order to move forward and stay positive. Again, what do I do? Even when I know that I'm going to have a meeting, or because I check my schedule every night before I get ready to go to bed to say, hey, what do I have coming up in the morning? So when I wake up in the morning, I speak, it's going to be a great day. Today is a great day. I don't even say it's going to be, I say today is a great day. All the information that I need for this meeting, or all the information that I need to do my task today, has already been provided to me. I believe in infinite abundance. All my wants and needs are there. So you're saying these things to us, but are you believing them? And this is what the cards are saying, that you're not believing them because you're still in that pessimistic spirit, and you're really, really hung up on wanting love. So that's what I got. Hey, Sherry Berry.
Hey, Sherry, nice to see you in. Well, Terry, I can't add much more than Angie already gave you, because again, I think that you make sure you just make sure you're always not looking at the grass is greener over someplace else, and make sure that you know that you are blessed, that you were given an amazing opportunity with the education you have, and now with your licensing, to affect a lot of people and bring a lot of change. And know that that doesn't happen for everybody, and not everybody can do what you did. So make sure that you first and foremost appreciate the fact of the time and energy, and even some of that you put in, and also some of the what would you call it, some of the sacrifices you made. Because when you go to school and do the education that you did and do the training that you did, you sacrificed a lot. Most people do sacrifice because education takes a large chunk of their time, and so knowing that you have been given this great gift for a reason, know that when you put it to use, that that it's a blessing, and take that blessing, and don't worry about what people are saying. Don't worry about people are thinking or doing. You do you. You focus positively ahead of what it is you're wanting to do, and that is to heal and to help people to sustain or improve their quality of life. And the spirits will come back and give in return. They will give you blessings beyond what you might want or need. So just do you, and continue to follow your path, and you'll see that the rest of the noise is not important, because spirit will guide that light. He'll shine that light and they'll guide you in. You're good.
But like one of the comments that he said was they were calling him to ask him how the surgery went, and he thought, what are they trying to pull? I don't think it would have been either way. They would have not won. Had they not called, he would have thought, oh, what are they saying behind my back? They did call, and he thought, well, what are they trying to find out from me? So either way, it was a no-win situation for them. Whether they called to see how you were doing,
Exactly.
or whether they did, you had already set up a negative inroad. Instead of appreciating the fact that your coworkers took the time out to say, hey, how are you doing? Hey, are you okay? Instead of appreciating that, you thought, what are they trying to find out? Are they trying to see what I did? You just say, I'm fine, and you move on. Stay with that positivity. You don't have to always think that it's going to be the worst. And I understand when you've had a lot of hard times, or when you've had difficult situations go on, it's hard for you to get out of that mode. But again, you have to speak it in little by little by little by little. How did I get into believing in affirmations and believing in manifestation? Literally listen to Don and Shauna do their reading. She mentioned the 369 method. I said, well, let me just give it a try. And lo and behold, boom, now you have a new believer. But it's you taking the steps to at least get that motivation out there. What is it that you need to have come on? What is there a music or a song that you need to play every single morning when you get up that gives you some positivity to be like, you know what, today is going to be a great day. Today is going to be this. What positive affirmations do you need to listen to as you go to sleep at night, so that when you wake up in the morning, there's nothing, the only thing that's been powered into your head is how great you are, how amazing you are, how fantastic you are. There are lots of videos like that. You are creators, or something like that. I think that's what it's called. You are creators, or something like that. He does a lot of those repeat videos where it's three different levels of it, where you can hear a loud voice, a medium voice, and a soft voice in the background, and they're just saying the same thing over and over and over again. They have them for money, for weight loss, for love, for just positivity. And I used to listen to those when I was at some of my darkest moments. I would just put that in, and all night I would just hear, you are amazing, you are great, you are powerful, you are beautiful. I would hear that over and over and over. So when I woke up in the morning, all my mind heard for hours, over and over and over and over again, for 4 to 6 hours, was that telling me how amazing I was. Sometimes you have to fight the demons that are only inside your head that you created, and you have to fight them in a different way. So that's kind of where you are. The love is coming, Terry T, but you have to have confidence in you, because what if they send you the love of your life right now, and he's telling you how amazing you are and how great you are, and you're like, what does he want? Why is he saying that? What does he want from me? Are you going to believe it? Are you going to tear down that person because you don't think that great of yourself, or you're not ready for that love? So, like I said, 20 years ago, Angie wasn't ready for love, or wasn't ready for a marriage. This Angie and all the lessons she's learned is ready for a marriage. So you have to understand, if they send you the love of your life right now, are you going to tear that person down and rip them apart and send them away because you're not ready for it? Or are you mentally ready to? So this is what you can ask yourself. How do I get from where I am now to where I want to be in love, or where I'm ready to receive love? How do I get from where I am now, where I have a positive mindset every single morning? What do I need to release? This is the full moon. Don just set up the ritual. So what do you say? I release all that no longer serves me. I don't even know what it is to release. On my way to work the other night, the moon was bright and beautiful. What did I say? I release all that no longer serves me. I even released the fat cells that no longer serve me. Listen, everything that gotta go, gotta go. Y'all can all go. The fat cells, the negativity, the pessimistic thinking, everything can go. But you have to speak it. I release it. I release it. I release it. The other day I was so emotional, I just started crying. I'm like, what the hell am I crying for? I said, oh, there's a release. I thank the universe. You can take, I said, I thank you for taking that, whatever it was. You don't even got to tell me what it is. I thank you for taking it. I release it, and you can go on about your day. And I enjoyed those tears. I wasn't mad at the tears anymore. I understood that there was a release. I think those tears were coming, and I moved on with the rest of my day. You have to understand that it's ebbs and flows, highs and lows in life, and every single day isn't going to be magnificent, but every single day isn't going to be horrible. You set the tone. You're the magician in this situation. Terry T, you have an overall great personality. You just get in your head a little bit, and you kind of tear your own self down before anybody else can build you up. So that's what I got for Terry T. Hey, Affirm Wellness.
Hello, hello, hello. Who is next, Kina?
Is there anything Spirit would like for me to know? Immediately when I read that, Crystal, and I hope you're here, I heard the stage is set. When are you going to come from behind the curtain? I literally saw a stage and I heard the stage is set. When you're going to come from behind the curtain and to let everybody know that it's you. You are the star of the show. When are you going to come out? It's like they got the whole thing ready for you. You pray for this, you ask for all these blessings. The stage is set, the name, the marker is up there with your name on it. Everybody's here to come see you, and you're still behind the curtain. You're not ready to come out. And so I heard the stage is set. When are you going to come out front and let everybody know, or when you take your place in your own show? This is your show. This is your move forward. When are you going to do it? When are you going to get in the driver's seat and stop waiting on some direction from some magical force to say, hey, go left, and when you go left, there'll be take 10 steps to the right, and then there'll be a magic coin over there, and then take that coin and throw it in a wishing wheel. And then when you throw it in a wishing wheel, it'll be this. No, you ask for these things, you pray for these things. All you have to do is start moving forward. The journey of 1,000 steps start with the first step. When are you going to take the first step? So what spirit like for you to know? When are you going to start moving? When are you going to start going forward? There's a talent that you have that you're not tapping into and you're afraid of it for some reason. Do you not want people to know that you have this talent or this ability? Because they're showing me that it's nighttime. Nighttime for me is secret, shame, or something that you don't want people to know. And for you, I keep hearing the word secret. So you have an ability that you don't want people to know that you have. And because you're not doing it, you're not stepping into your purpose, you're not enjoying what you do, and you're not moving forward and being fruitful. The word I heard is fruitful. They're showing me the large vines of grapes where you could have all this abundance and you could be making all this money and you could have all this growth, but you won't even come out and let people know what your ability is. So that's what I got for you, Miss Crystal. What's your next? What does spirit like you know? It's time for you to take the steps forward and let people know what your abilities are.
Super. With that said, folks, don't forget, if you are on Facebook, please do this. Alrighty then. Who is next, Kina? Do 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 do. Quinn Lively. Can you tell me about my energy? I'm feeling a lot better than I have been lately. Is that after our conversation last week, Quinn? Because I think we kind of stirred you up last week, if not mistaken.
Can you tell me about my energy? What does that mean? Like, it's your energy. What did you want? Like, you know what I'm saying? Can you tell me why I'm tired? Is it like, what is it that you want to know? You say, can I tell you about your energy? What is it that you want to know? It's your energy. That's like, can you tell me about my, about, I don't know, like this is your own personal journey. So what is it that you want to know about your energy? I feel a lot better than I have been lately. So, what is it that you specifically want to know? I feel like you have a specific question. So, what is it that you specifically want to know about your energy? Why are you feeling down? Why are you feeling up? Like, what is it that you're wanting to know about your energy? They literally showed me you sitting on a pot like this, just bored with life, not content with what's going on, but not willing to make any efforts to move forward. Like you want to complain about everything that's not going on, but what efforts are you making to move forward? I don't feel like you've left your job, but I feel like you are. Um, you're kind of you're more loyal to them than they are to you, and I feel like you need to just take some steps. What is it that you want? If I could wave my magic wand and say boom, I'll grant your wish today, what is the one wish that you would want me to grant? What is the one thing that you want me to do, or the top three things? What are the top three things that you want the Lord to do for you right now, this minute? You wouldn't even have to ask me twice. I can give you so many lists right now, you wouldn't even, your head would spin because you wouldn't even be able to write it down fast enough. So give me the top three things that you want from your life. What, okay, you're still looking. What kind of job is it that you want? What kind of money is it that you want? What kind of schedule is it that you want? What kind of, where do you want it to be? Do you want it to be remote? Do you want it to be at home? Do you want it to go into the office? Do you want it to be in the medical field? Do you want it to be in the legal field? Like, what is it that you want? The universe can only give you what you ask for. Oh, I want another job. Well, I mean, they can give you a job as a fry cook. Is that what you really wanted? Or do you want a job that's specific? Listen, my guys don't ever have to ask me what I want. They know what I want. I want to do this live in front of an audience on stage. They'll never have to ask me what I want. You'll never have to ask me for any kind of list. Gifts, talents, skills, shows. I got a list for you in every single department. Hair, styles, lengths, colors. You ain't never got to ask me for a list. What are the top 3 things that you want from the Lord? This is your Lord. I'm talking to him right now. So I'm going to tell him, this is what Quinn wants. What do you want? Give me 3 things to tell the Lord that you want right this minute. And if you can't decide what they are, how is the Lord going to know what to give you? You know what I'm saying? So you want somebody to tap into your energy, but you ain't even giving them nothing to tap into. You want him to go in and probe everything and tell you how to live your life. He wants to be able to tell you how to live your life. He wants to be able to help you to live your life the way that you want. We're all stuck in that religion where we think, oh, I have to beg the Lord to give me whatever I want. I have to wait for the Lord to tell me what my purpose is. It's a co-creation, not a dictatorship. What is it that you, Quinn, want? I've asked you, have you given me 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things, not a single thing? It should not ever take this long for you to be able to say, this is what I want. This is the job I want. These are the hours that I want. This is the pay that I want. Or these are the top 3 things I want. I want a vacation. I want to be in a relationship, and I want this kind of job. What are the top 3 things you want? And that's how we sometimes miss out on our blessings, because we're not ready at the wheel. The Lord is waiting. He's always listening. He's always ready for you to give you what you want. You won't even tell him what you want. So what is it that financial stability, what does that mean? Financial stability is different for everybody else. Financial stability for me means I have this amount of money in my savings account. I pay all my bills at the throughout the month, and at the end of the month, I still have money left over. I can take my son on trips. I can pay for all his needs. I can pay. I can do a little leisurely thing. So, what is financial stability to you? Financial stability to somebody else may mean, hey, can we put food on the table this month? Can I pay for my medication? What is financial stability? Don't give them general terms. What specifically do you want with your financial stability? Is there a set amount of money that you want to save? I know exactly how much money I want to have in my account at the end of the year. You know why? Because if I don't have some kind of goal, how is the Lord going to exceed what I want? If I don't even have a goal of 1,000, how we go exceed that? If I just say I want to save some money, well, I can save $20 every from every paycheck, and that's all I have at the end of the month. But if I set a goal, I want $50,000 at the end of the year in my savings account. That's something that the Lord can meet and exceed. So when you say financial stability, what does that mean for you? Does that mean you can go out and get a car when you want? Does that mean that your credit score is an 800? Does that mean that that you have a job that pays this amount of money? What does financial stability mean for you versus for somebody else? Because financial stability means for me, I can pay my son's tuition in full and not have to worry about any scholarship or any kind of financial aid. That's financial stability to me at this level. Each time you level up, you should have a new level of financial stability that you want. So at one level, it was just to make my ends meet. How do I pay all my bills without having to rob Peter to pay Paul? So I got past that. So now I have a savings account. I'm savings minded. So this is the amount of money that I want to save. Okay. So now that I've gotten to that where I'm in a savings mode, okay, what is it that I want next? I want love. I want romance. I want this. I want that. So you have to keep setting the boundary. Every time you level up, your needs, your desires, your everything levels up with you. You can't be at one level income wise and then still thinking poverty down here. You're never going to escape that. You have to continue to level up with what your desires want. I didn't break it down like that. That's 9. Let me see. What else did she say? But that's all I have is like kind of what do you want the Lord to give to you? If I could wave my magic wand, that's what you want. So what you said was you wanted financial stability, and that's what I told the Lord. How does Quinn get financial stability? And the question that I got back was, what does that mean to Quinn? How does Quinn want financial stability? Right now, that's not even your main focus. You want a clear head. You have a lot of things going on in your head, and they show me chaos. They show me a ball of ribbons that are all torn up and tossed up because that's what you want. You want clarity of mind, but that's not what you asked for. So that's not what you're getting. You want clarity of mind. You want to be able to make a decision without having to hem and haw or to doubt every single step of the way. you want clarity of mind, but that's not what you're asking for. But that's what they're showing me, because your mind is all wound up with all these thoughts and all these decisions that you made. And so you're having a paralysis right now and you don't even know how to move forward. And what you should have been asking for is clarity. If I get clarity of mind, then I can see my way to financial stability. If I get clarity of mind, then I can see what I need to do or how I need to ask for the next steps in my relationships or in my focus with my family, or where I need to be or what I need to do. You need clarity of mind. That's what they're showing me. You have a lot of chaos in your head that is keeping you from making the decisions that you need to make. And so what you need to do is just sit down and say, hey, how do I get from where I am now, where my thoughts are all over the place, to clarity of mind? How do I get clarity? What is it that I want to release for the full moon? I want to release confusion. I want to release chaos. I want to release drama. I want to release insecurity. I want to release all those things that no longer serve me. What do I want to draw in for the new moon? Clarity, confidence. Those are the things that you want. So that's what I see for you for your energy. Your energy is muddled and dark for me, because you have so much chaos going on in your head. So that's what I got. Oh, look at my old picture of me. Oh my God, look at young Angie. All open and bright. I need to get outside and walk some more. Winter, this winter Angie over here, summer Angie over there.
Well, thanks for popping in, Quinn. And folks, don't forget, hit those like, share, love, subscribes, and everything else you can think of. Show us the love.
Alexa Ann, you done put this question there about this Trey person 500 times, honey. When I first read your question, it was yes, you did make a decision to leave this person. Any decision that makes you agonize that much means you should have left a long time ago. If you're literally at the point where you're agonizing over where you should have left this person, you were not happy in that relationship and you should have moved on a long time ago. What you're feeling is loneliness right now and remorse for a decision that you made. Like, oh, did I make the right decision? Should I move on? Yes, you did make the right decision. It is time for you to move on from this person. Please go ahead and move forward. Ask what your question should be is, how do I get from this feeling of insecurity or this feeling that I make the wrong decision to a confident place where I'm ready to receive love? How do I get from where I am now to where I'm ready to receive love? That's how you'll get over this trade person and you won't keep doubting what you have going on. Yes, you did make the right decision, because if you were agonizing over that much, that means that the relationship wasn't that right, or there was something in his actions that wasn't making you right. I just had to go through that situation where I did have to tell somebody that it wasn't what we weren't on the same page. And so when I told that person that we weren't on the same page, I had agonized over it for a long time. But you have to decide that this is what it is. And now that I've done it, it's like a weight has lifted off of me and I'm okay with it. And you just move forward. But you have to set the stage. This is what I did. Now, how do I get from this feeling that I have now to where I move on? You did not react too quickly. You've been mulling over this for a long time. You knew that it was time to go, and you just were afraid of not having anyone. So the fear of not having anyone sometimes makes you decide that you'll just stay in a situation too long past its expiration date. You already got the lesson, whatever the lesson was in it, the loneliness, the isolation. You were in a relationship and you were feeling the same way in the relationship that you felt outside of the relationship. The good didn't outweigh the bad in this situation. Is how they're showing me. They're showing me a scale, and the good didn't outweigh the bad in this situation. And you knew it was time to move on, but that fear of not having anybody bothered you. But it's a hot girl summer, honey. Go ahead and have you a good time. Meet you a couple people, go out for you a couple dances, go get on the boat, have you a couple drinks, and meet you somebody. Flirt around a little bit, wear you a little short dress or a little whatever it is that you wear, or it might not even be a man, it may be a woman. Whichever way you decide to go, but get out there and have a good time. What do they say? How do you get over one person? You get under somebody else. So get under somebody else. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. Before we move on, I also want to remind people that our friend Susan Grayson has a new book out, and I'm going to show you a quick commercial just in case.
Hi, I'm Susan Grayson, and I'm here to introduce you to my new book, Love Your Spiritual Gifts. This is a book that's probably like 40 years in the making, and it's here to teach you how to learn, grow, and develop your gifts. It talks about mediumship, it talks about reading the tarot, it talks about all kinds of metaphysical happenings and what I have learned and my experiences. It is published on Amazon, and I think you will love it. Buy it. Thank you.
And if I could just wrap up with Alexa real quick too, and it's the thing that came to me, Alexa, is most important is that you were comfortable and he was comfortable, it was comfortable, and now you're not so comfortable. I think you're actually missing the comfortable, but down the road, you're going to find someone who comfortable will come again. Comfortable and being in the right relationship are not necessarily they're not necessarily the same, okay? Because again, if you're in a relationship where you need to walk, then something was not comfortable, but it had some comfort to it because you were used to it. It was home. It was what you knew. It was where you could come and be yourself, even when it was not happy. Okay, you were still comfortable, you just weren't happy. And this, by again, you walked. And so often we do have buyer's remorse that we made the choice, but often it's not for the right reasons. It's usually for the wrong reasons because we start thinking all of the things of why the good things we left, but we tend to forget some of the bad things why we left, and that's the reason why we left. It wasn't the good, it was the bad. So when that happens, you need a friend. You need a good friend who will smack you upside the head, metaphorically. I'm not talking violence. Lord have mercy. But the point is you get awoken up and reminded that you left for a reason. And this is the reason. And all the good stuff that came along with it, yeah, that's nice to have. But you left because the core reason apparently was so overwhelming that the good could not outweigh the bad, and you walked. And don't forget that. Don't let time has a way of putting a fog over us. It's like, oh gosh, I remember this and I remember this, and we forget, shoot, I forgot that. And damn, I don't remember. And then when you get back with them for a short period of time, oh yeah, that memory comes back, and then you're like, damn, what the hell was I thinking? Because you were thinking with different pituitary glands or something. I don't know. The point is that keep your mind focused on what it is that drove you to make that choice, and has that changed? And if it really has changed, are you then in a different place? The answer usually is not, it didn't change. It's just that you changed because you've given in to some of your some of the fears of moving forward, some of the fears of the unknown. And those fears can sometimes be, definitely they can be debilitating. They can be, they can create paralysis, but that doesn't mean that you're not on the right track. It just means that you're at that point where I mean, where the clip of that ribbon, the clip of that connection, the two of you, it's at the frayed edge now, and you're afraid that if I snap it all the way, then it'll be gone. And I'm saying, if you're meant to snap it, you did already, then snap it and move on. And you will find that 6 months from now, you can go back and watch the show and realize, damn, what the hell was I thinking? I definitely know I made the right choice. And I can't believe I even had that conversation. That's just my thinking.
And your circle can help you with that. Like when I needed to make my decision, they asked me every week, have you done what you're supposed to do? Have you done what you're supposed to do? And I had multiple people asking me, have you done what you're supposed to do? Did you do what you're supposed to do? And so your circle sometimes can be that support for you to help you to pull that trigger or to cut that tie or to do whatever it is. And so there, even after you do it, you have somebody to go to and say, hey, okay, well, now that you've done it, at least you made the decision. This is how you move forward. So you may need a circle of people who to just support you and say, hey, it was a good idea. Move on, move
Yep.
forward.
When you get weak, make sure you
There was a
talk to your
reason why you
friends.
didn't want
Yeah, when you
yeah.
start getting a little bit weak and because you're again giving into some of your emotions, make sure you talk to your group of people who can give you the support, and they will, they're not going to make the choice for you generally, but they will remind you of the choice you made and why you made it, and then you will have to evaluate, did things change? Did he change? Did she change? Did I change? And if that's a valid question and a valid conversation. But generally speaking, no. We always think we're going to get in a relationship and change somebody. We're going to take this guy who spends the time at a bar all the time and is always hitting on women. I'm going to make him go to church on Sundays, and he's going to never look at another woman in his entire life. And I'm going to be that because I'm all this. Yeah, think again. Or I
Or
love
he
this.
magically just realized you were the perfect person, and now he's just gonna change his life for the better.
Exactly.
Child, you get what you get, and you don't have a fit. You move on. You move on. But you also teach people how to treat you.
Yes.
If you allow this person to continue to treat you that way, what is his motivation for changing? What is his motivation for treating you any different? All I gotta do is say I'm sorry. All I gotta do is give you some puppy dog eyes. All I gotta do is take you out to dinner. All I gotta do is just have sex with you. All I gotta do one or two little things to get you back into that place where you feel comfortable with me. You teach people how to treat you. Like I used to tell people all the time, I have to get up at 6 a.m. to log into work. I am usually asleep by 9 or 10 o'clock. You can call me at 10:01 and I'm not answering the phone even if I'm there because I've already established that I have to get up. You need to respect the boundaries that I put for that time. So if you don't set any boundaries, they're not going to respect you in the relationship, and you're just going to keep going back for the same old, same old. If you want something different, you have to demand something different. You have to tell the universe that you're ready for something different. How do I get from this lonely remorse, that feeling that I have right now, to a place where I'm ready to receive true love? True love, that's what you want, or reciprocal love, something like that. So you have to decide and ask your higher power, how do you get from where you are now to where you want to be? Or do you even know where you want to be? Do you just want to have somebody who is with you all the time? Like, I listen, my last situation, I knew I didn't like that person. But I mean, we went out all the time. We had a good time. But you have to know what you're blocking something if you're not moving on, if you're not letting that go for something else. So you had to let this person go so that you can move on. So that's what I had for Miss Alexa.
Alexa, Ann, did you have you lost your father or your a brother or maybe an uncle? But I'm getting father or brother. Are you still here? Did we scare you away?
Listen, when y'all ask these questions, don't think that you go get a friendly answer and be like, oh no, you should run back to him. He love you. We gonna give you the truth, the God's honest truth. Because we're going to your higher power asking this question on your behalf. So you asked and you got the answer. I hope we didn't scare you away. And I would love to have people like me and Don in my life, my whole life, who tell me, hey, that ain't right. That don't make no sense. Why are you doing that? Move on, do this, do that, make a better decision. And so if you don't have that kind of people in your life, you need a different circle of friends. But you're not answering anymore, so
I
maybe
yeah,
you're
I think
done.
I think
We
we
gave you a very good in-depth read now. Offended.
I think we lost her. Oh.
So offended, Miss Alexa.
Shoot. Okay, who is next, Kina?
And now you done missed a chance to see one of your male ancestors from spirit. But oh well.
Do 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 do.
And let me tell you why you should have left Trey. Who puts an end at the end of the Trey? It's Tray. That's it. You ain't need the extra E. You should have left him because of that. I'm just saying.
He's French. He's French, Angie. That's why the E.
Like a French fry. Like a French fry.
Crispy? What are you talking about? Crispy or what? Oh Lord, Lord have mercy. Oh goodness.
Angel said, Patty, we love it. Is there anything for my guy? CJ, are you still here? Are you ready? They show me you on several different kind of wheels, CJ. They show me you on a skateboard. They show me you on skates, but they're wheels. And these are things that don't require a lot of momentum to move forward. You got to get your balance on them. So I'm assuming that your life is not in balance right now. You're having some time making some decisions because they're showing me the Two of Pentacles. So you're not balancing your resources very well. And for you, that's your time, your money, your ability to help others, or even your abilities. So you're not getting balance. you're moving forward, but you're feeling like this, like you're not in balance, or like you're not on stable footing. And so that's why they're showing me the skateboard and the skate, because although they give you a lot of momentum to be propelled forward and a faster moving than walking, sometimes you don't feel stable on them because you're not balancing out your resources, your time. You don't have great time management right now. You're not planning very well, because they're showing me that you need to write things down. Okay, tomorrow I need to do A, B, C, and D. And if you do A, B, and C, then D you carry over to the next day. You're not managing your time correctly is one thing they're showing me. And two, you're not managing your resources. You see all this money coming in, but where is it going out? You don't see where it's going out to. I just told somebody today, I was spending $100 a month on Sonic Ice. I was buying those 10-pound bags of Sonic Ice, and I was spending $100 a month. And somebody said to me, why don't you just get a countertop ice machine? It costs $100 and it lasted me over a year. So that cut me down from like $1,000 to $1,200 a year to $100 a year. I saved $1,100 by just that one suggestion. Go get a countertop ice maker and stop buying ice every day from Sonic. $1,100 saved in just that one action. So if I have to buy one every year, I'm still saving $1,100 versus what I was spending on ice. And so what they're saying is, you're not looking at how you're spending your money. You know that it's coming in, but where is it going out to? And you need to realistically look at what it is. Am I spending $35 a day on food? Am I going out to restaurants when I could just go and buy some groceries and make a couple items and have leftovers? So maybe I make dinner tonight and then I take that for lunch in the morning, or I have that for lunch the next day. You're spending, your resources are not in alignment. So you want to know what your guys want to have for you. They want you to get aligned. They're propelling you forward, but you haven't got your momentum right. You're still a little bit shaky as to how you should move forward. And they're saying you need to focus. Like really, they're showing me the focus card, and they're literally showing me like somebody in that lotus position sitting, and they're just kind of allowing getting in that meditative state and allowing the information to come to you. And that meditative state for you may not be sitting in the lotus position. It could be, outside playing basketball or shooting basketball shots. It could be walking. It could be washing dishes. It could be cooking. It could be cleaning. That meditative state is different for everybody. So find what gets you out of your left logical brain and into your creative receiving right brain, and allow the information to come to you, and you won't have to decide what needs to be done. It'll just come to you, and you'll be like, oh, that's what I need to do, because that's the next logical step, and that's the next logical step. And so your guides want you to find some focus, one, and then two, they're saying, they're showing me the Calm app, and they're saying even if you get the Calm app and just sit there for 5 minutes and listen to raindrops, and do that over and over and over until you get used to it, so you get that calm and you can start to understand, because you may not even understand what receiving is. That's what they're telling me, is that you don't even know what receiving is. They'll send you a song and you're like, I used to like that song, but you don't understand that that song has a message in it for you. And maybe you need to think about, well, where was I when I first heard this song? Well, what do the lyrics mean to me? What kind of mood does that put me in? Who does that remind me of? And so you have to understand how you receive, or what receiving means. So you come to somebody else and ask them what your guys are telling you, because you don't understand how to receive. They're trying to get the message to you, but you don't understand how to receive. So if you get that Calm app, you sit there for the 5 minutes and you understand what receiving means. Oh, they gave me this song. That means something. Oh, they gave me this movie. That means something. Oh, I remember this quote from this movie. That means something. Oh, my grandmother's pie, she used to make that on this date, so this means something. So you have to understand how to receive. That's your problem. You don't know how to receive from your guides. So that's what I got for you, CJ.
Super, super. Well, CJ, great advice. Please use it to your fullest, because when Angie says it, it is. I mean, these are again, they're not just her words. Make sure you understand this. When we're speaking to spirit for you, the words are ours because we speak them, but they're not ours because we create them. We are delivering the message to you. So you can do what you want with the message, but making sure that you appreciate the fact that you're hearing something, put it to use to your advantage, knowing that if you do, you're going to see some great success by having done so. And if you choose not to, well, that's a choice as well. But if you do it at your own peril. Because again, when Spirit sends you a message, they're trying to tell you something. That's why you found us today. That's why you came today. That's why you asked the question that you did. And that's how the reason why Kina popped you up and put you on the screen. Because again, it was destined that this happened the way because you needed to hear the message. And usually we don't answer just broad questions like this, like anything, guides, whatever. But there was a reason why Angie was drawn to it, because Kina was drawn to it, because you needed to hear this. So again, put this information to use. Do not just poo-poo it, or do not consider it, oh, it was just something someone said. If you want to go that way, you can. But again, you go at your own peril, because these are wise words that your spirit needed you to hear. And I'm hoping you're ready to hear them today. With that said, let's say happy birthday to everybody who has a birthday this week, last week, or next week.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Another thing for CJ, he said that he's tried swimming to meditate. That sounds good. Just the rhythm of the swimming, the water is cleansing, the water is emotion. That's a good thing. I got a yes on the swimming thing. Just be a little bit more focused. Maybe you're going with someone else when you go swimming, and you need a little bit more alone time when you go, or a time where there's not so many people there, so you're not like, oh, this person is in my way, oh, I have to be polite to that person. You needed to be a little bit more serene and a little bit more isolated. Your meditative time has to be yours by yourself. Like, you have to decide that this is my time and nobody else can interfere on it. Like, we decide every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, or however times we go to class or we come on live, that this is our adult time. This is our time that we set forth, and we try not to break that or have any other thing interfere with that. And so you have to set the time. Again, one of our mentors, Tina, what she tells us, she has a meeting with her guides every single morning. She gets up, she's in the shower, she's talking to them. What are we going to do for today? What is our outcome for today? How do I tell my guides? I say, hey, today's a great day. And I tell them, make it a great day. Make this a great day, or this is a great day. I speak it. I let them know, or I say, well, what is it that we need to do today? How do we move forward today? So you have to have that conversation. A lot of times we get so used to just praying and allowing the words to come up, we don't know how to receive and bring it back down. So what you need to do is just learn how to receive information too.
One more thing I would mention to you, CJ, and this is just kind of a reminder to everybody. Make sure you guys ground yourselves. We walk around the house with our shoes on or off. We walk, we go up, we jump in the shower, those kind of things. But when is the last time? I'm going to ask everybody this to answer for yourself. When was the last time that you actually took your shoes off and put your feet in dirt? When's the last time that you walked in grass or in some kind of in sand? When's the last time that you actually gave yourself over and let all of your energy ground itself into the earth? And I'm going to guess that most people, it's been a while. And it's not a surprise, because our life gets us that way. Our life has us going from our house to our car, to our work, to the car, to the store, to the car, to the work again. And you very seldom do you actually get chance. So what I would suggest to you, and everybody, when I say you, this is the plural you, is that from time to time, maybe even on a calendar, you set a time and you find yourself the opportunity to go outside. If you have grass around you, put your feet in the grass. If not, get in a car, go to a park, find somewhere there's grass, there's dirt, there's something, there's sand, go to a beach, and get your feet into dirt, into grass, into sand, into the place where you can ground, sending all of this energy that you have. Because if you keep it bottled up and the energy goes nowhere, sometimes we wind up using that energy and it kind of spins in us to a point where it can get very destructive or very unuseful. But if you ground yourself, you'd be surprised how beneficial that can be. So set a calendar. If you don't have a yard and you can't go out into the yard and ground yourself, or if you don't have a space where you can do that, make sure that you take the time to do it. Set a calendar and say, at least once a week, I've got to do this, and make it happen that once a week, because you will find yourself, as you ground yourself, having such an amazing feel. Okay. And again, letting that energy go. Okay.
One of the things I was gonna say, and you don't have to keep him up. We can go to the next person. Is you have as tapped in as we are. Every single day, I came home for a couple of days, and there was a feather at my door, and I kept kicking the feather out of the way. And when I would come back, it would be right in front of the door. And so one day, I was like, I actually looked up what the feather was, and it was say, it was saying that your guides and your angels are around you. And as tapped in as I am, I kept poo pooing that away. I just kept moving the um okay. I have to I had to understand that that feather was in the door to let me know, hey, there's somebody here looking out for you. There's somebody here protecting you. There's somebody here trying to help you, and you have to decide what you want to do and how you want to do it, or you have to understand the signs and symbols that are coming to you. And that was my issue. I wasn't seeing the feather. It was the same feather every single day. And I kept being like, well, these are birds around. They always lose feather. It was directly in front of my door. So I would kick it away from my door, and then I would come back and it would be directly in front of my door. And so finally I kicked it away, and I said, oh, I guess it got tired of me kicking it away, and it never came back. I looked, and in the corner right next to my door, it was still sitting there. And I heard immediately, we're still here. You just haven't paid attention to us. And so you have to see, even in nature, your guides will let you know that they're here, that they're around you, that they're protecting you, that you're helping me. And I think it was a particularly sensitive time when I was thinking, like, hey, is somebody out to get me? Is somebody trying to do something to me? Is everything protected? Am I safe? Am I this? And so this was them saying, yeah, you are. We're here. We're whatever. And so I had to actually go and look up what that feather meant and what it meant to keep finding a feather in front of your door. So even as tapped in as I am, sometimes I do miss the signs and symbols. And so it's okay. But we're just saying you need to learn how to receive. Um, and so that's the best information I can give to you. But yes, I go out to deep water to get away from everyone. Lake is finally getting warm. We'll get out there more the weekend to meditate and ground myself. Yes, definitely ground yourself. Definitely enjoying your time away. And just take paper and pen with you, because I see you sitting by the lake writing some things down. So make sure you take paper and pen with you so you can write some things down and receive. But be open. Set the intention that you're going there to receive, not that you're just going there to meditate, because I mean, that's one thing. Set the intention that you're going there to receive. That's what you want to set your intention for. A lot of people forget that you have to set that intention as to what it is that you want from your guides. They're not always going to know what you want. You have to set your intention. Okay, I'm going to the lake. Am I just going for exercise? Am I just going to get away from people? I'm going to receive from my higher power. So that's what you can go and do. And I just have to tell you, my niece literally found a feather the same day we went to the beach and I meditated. You mentioned two things. See, exactly that feather right there. Was it a black feather? Because I see a black feather, and that black feather means something. You should look up what black feathers mean. And because I got like a very smooth black feather, but I got it in a good sense. Like they made it show like one of those little quill pens that they would use back in the day for writing script. It's a special there's a specialness to that black feather, and it means something for her or for whoever specifically found it. So look up what a black feather means for or what it means, because it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. I feel like it was a smooth black feather. That's how they're showing it to me. And it's really, really shiny, and it has value to it that you may not understand. And so they're telling me to tell you to look up what black feathers mean. So Miss CJ, I hope that helps you out, and that you got the information that you needed. Keena, who's next? Tanya Hikes. Are you still here, Miss Tanya? Will my finances improve in the next 2 months? So this is the question they're asking me to ask you. Did you get a new job that pays more? Did you get another job that pays more? Do you have an ability that will be, or are you just thinking that you're going to win the lottery and that's how your finances are going to increase? So you're saying, will my finances improve in the next 2 months? Yes, if you make the effort. I can tell you yes all day, but if you don't receive the signs, or you don't, like, if I say yes and then they tell you to go play the lottery and you don't do it, then no, your finances aren't going to increase. So what are you doing in order to help them improve in the next 2 weeks? Or are you just thinking that the Lord is magically going to have you drive behind a Brinks truck and a bucket of money go fall out and you just go have that money? Oh my gosh, CJ, that's exactly how they showed it to me. CJ said her niece said, Auntie, is this a feather you can write with? And that's exactly how they showed it to me. It's like one of those little quills that you would dip in the ink and write something out. So there's something great about that feather. You definitely should find out what black feathers mean. If it wasn't black, but that's what they're showing me is a black feather. So oh my gosh, that is exactly how they showed it to me. Okay. But Tanya, are you here?
Angie, you must be psychic.
Maybe just a little bit
Just a
sometimes
little bit.
on a Wednesday night. Okay, Miss Tanya, are you still here? Because I don't see you in the comments. King of Swords, are you here? Keena's asking for you too. If not, I'm just gonna go and find somebody in the comments who's actually ready to take a question.
Hey, Angels Will Fly. I saw you coming earlier. Didn't have a
Lanaya.
chance to say hello to you. So hello. Good to see you at Angels Will Fly.
Oh yeah. Is it Lanya? Laina? Lanaya? Are you still here? King of Swords is here. Okay, so what is King of Swords question, King? In chat at Empress, you have to post a question just saying me. We don't know what you want to know. Post a question, a good question. If you were going to your higher power, what would you want them to tell you? What can I do to better myself, Lord? No, this is King of Swords, King. What can I do to better myself? I heard trust in trust in the information that you're receiving, but also have confidence. Do you do something with taking pictures or doing something on social media? Because they showed me a camera in your hand. So are you thinking about becoming a photographer or taking pictures or doing something in film? Is that your desire and you just don't know how to get started and you don't know how to move forward? I'm hearing that you could become an intern, you could become an extra on a set. There's a lots of ways you can get into it. I don't know what state you're in, but I remember in Michigan there was a school called Post Gym Progress. What
I think what it means is
is you asking me? Are you physically going to be able to lose weight from going to the gym? That's what you want God to tell you, or that's what you want your higher power to tell you?
No, I think what he's doing is he takes pictures after the gym, showing how the progress of his development from the gym is. I think that's maybe what he's implying. I don't know
Oh
for sure.
no, they're showing me something. Well, maybe that's it because they did show me something with a camera and you taking pictures. But is that what you're trying to get into? You never thought about photography. Then what is it that you want to do? If I could wave a magical wand right now, King of Swords, what is it that you want? Like you're asking the universe what you should do, but what is it that you want to do? You just want them to tell you to do anything, be a bus driver then. That's what they want you to do. They want you to be a bus driver. Does that make you happy? Is that what you want to do? If you say you'll do whatever it is that they tell you to do and they tell you to be a bus driver, is that okay for you? Is that what you want to do? Or they want you to be you want to be a real estate agent. So what steps are you taking to become a real estate agent? Are you studying the market? Do you know what the average price of housing is right now? Do you know what the interest rates are? Do you are you looking to see what area is a good place to live? Like what is it that you're doing to help yourself get out into the real estate market? Are you looking up any classes? What is it that you're doing that you want to do? And why is it that you want to do go into real estate? Is it just for the money of it? Like, oh, I heard that they can make a lot of money. Have you realistically talked to a real estate agent? Because that's easy. That doesn't cost you anything to go and talk to a real estate agent to say, hey, how do you make your money? What is your day like? How does your client, what kind of clients do you have? What are the highs and lows? Give me some pros and cons. What is your best day like? What is your worst day like? Have you asked any of those questions? Because you say you want to do real estate, but what is it like? What is your reason for doing it? You have to have a why. How to talk to people, business books after high school. I'm enrolled. Oh, you're in high school, honey. Okay. So you said you've been talking to people. Um, you really should talk to an agent and ask them what their day to day is. Several different agents and ask them what their day is, what that's like, how do they get their leads, how do they what their average pay is, how do you balance out having, maybe I had a good July, but August and September weren't that good. How do you balance that out? How do you draw in clients? How do you find a good market area? Like, you need to have those kind of questions available and ready, because I think a lot of people get caught up in the glamour and glitz of what they think they're going to make for in real estate, and then don't understand the pounding of the pavement and all of the nuances behind the scenes. So you really should ask a lot of questions about that. I believe the message with the camera that you picked up on was me taking pictures after gym progress. Okay, that could be it. But I saw it in a bigger lens than that. I saw it more on a movie set. I did not see it in that way. But that could be you just limiting yourself when you could be doing something more than that. I would also tell you to have 3 different areas of focus. Don't put all your eggs into real estate, because it's a high and low of that. And you really have to put work into that. So have 3 top choices. I wish I had had 3 choices. I told my guidance counselor I want to be a lawyer, and that's the only thing she steered me for. Am I a lawyer? No. Because after working for a lawyer for 6 years, I decided that I didn't like being a lawyer. It wasn't the glamour that I thought it was. And so you need to have 3 different choices, career paths that you could take. You're at a great point in your life where you can have 3 different career options, and decide. You could actually do the photography or that kind of stuff, or make videos or help people set up their videos or edit their videos or something like that. I see that. I don't see you just taking gym progress photos. I see you doing something a little bit more multimedia. You just have to open your mind and see what your talents are. Do you know what your true talents are? You'll look into more options. So that's what I got for King of Swords.
The one thing that King of Swords I was picking up um, heavily. Um, King of Swords, 2 things that really come through to me. First of all, I applaud your focus on the gym and working out, um, but I'm being cautioned to have you be careful what social media you're watching. Um, I'm being drawn that you're listening to. Um, Again, being drawn to a specific type of person on the net that you're drawn to, and it's kind of turning you off to education and to school and to whatever, because that fails and whatever else. And I don't know. Again, that's what I'm being told. I'm being drawn. That's like, okay, school bad, everything else good. Live your life and don't be into the matrix of that stuff. And I'm being I'm being told to kind of ask you to be careful with spending too much time on social media listening to that kind of voice. And do you have a subscription to a certain person who does that? Because that's the kind of energy I'm getting, and be careful about that, because what that's going to do is it's going to lead you down a path that's not going to help you long term, but it's going to help them in their bank balance. That kind of energy it's just not healthy for you. You need to find your path, and do not be afraid of education. If you're thinking about going to college and instead thought, okay, well, I'll go to real estate school because it doesn't fit with this thinking, be careful about it. Don't go there if that's what you need. If that's the kind of deviation you're taking, follow what you need to do, what your path is. And again, listen to your inner voices. They are telling you, guiding you on what you need to do, and make sure these other voices aren't so loud in your head that they're taking you away. Okay, because that to me is I'm getting the flashing warning signs about that. The most important thing to do is indeed learn, grow, talk, and communicate. Learn from everything you hear. Communicate with everyone you can about what it is you're thinking about doing. Grow from each experience. Everybody you touch, make sure you gain something. Make sure you put it in perspective, so where you're not getting information, absorbing it all and saying it's all right, because that's not always the case. What's right for some may not be right for others. Some experiences for one realtor is different for another realtor. Some experiences for people going to other schools is different from other people. Again, talk to people, get various points of view, and make sure that you bring them into an amalgamation of, okay, is this really what I want for myself? And then most important is what skill do you have? Let me help you get really down to this. What basic
You literally took that out of my mouth,
Yeah,
Don.
what basic skill do you have? Are you someone who can communicate well? Are you someone who is comfortable in walking into a room and being a stranger and yet knowing everybody because you're not that added. You're somebody who never knows a stranger. What skill do you have? Can you speak to the CEO and the janitor? What skill do you have? Am I comfortable or uncomfortable with myself? Do I dress a certain way? Do I behave a certain way? Can I communicate in a way? If all of those things say, yeah, first of all, I don't know a stranger because I'm very social. And then, yes, I can communicate with everybody because I speak well and therefore I am comfortable in what I can say. If I have learned enough and I'm well rounded so I can communicate and have conversations with many people on many topics, that helps you. If you say no to any of those things, your chances of really being a good realtor are more limited because a realtor is a very social being. They have to be out there in the marketplace all the time talking and meeting and different people to get listings or to get sales, to find buyers and to find sellers. They're very, very much gregarious. They talk a lot and listen a little sometimes not enough for sure. But the point is that these are the skill sets necessary. And if that's something that you think you can do, then that's great. But make sure that you have the skill set going in. Now, can you be a good realtor without some of those skills? I'm sure you can. But the more that I gave you a list, if you chose a lot of no's on there, then you put yourself further behind the 8 ball. And so make sure that you look at what skills you have inherent to you. If you're very good at math, if you're very good at X, Y, Z, then you should get it. You should go to your high school counselor, get a test, and see what a test tells you your strengths, leading you toward for different careers. And those careers, they tend to be based not on subjectivity, but it's very objective. Okay. It's like, okay, you have this, and this as your strength. You have this, and as weaknesses. These are the areas that those people who are successful excel in that have your same criteria. So make sure that you put use to some of those things. They're not the end all be all. Again, they're not going to tell you exactly what you need to do and how you need to do it, but it can give you some idea, because what it does, anytime that you have a conversation with somebody like me or like Angie, we're asking you to take an inventory. What is it you have? What can you offer? What is it you bring to the table? And then if you're looking at certain careers, do those careers serve that? Do those skill sets serve you well? And if not, then you got to do some work. If you haven't been well-rounded enough in conversation, then you're going to have to do some reading in different topics to make sure you round yourself out better. If you can't communicate well, if your ability to communicate is bad, if you can't speak in a way that which people can trust their most important decision, the most important decision, except for having children and getting married, that people will make in a lifetime is the expense of a home. It is the biggest, most expensive investment they will do. And so when they walk into you as a real estate agent and they look at you and say, I want you to list my property, or I want you to help me buy a property. And then you look at them and you're thinking, well, okay, I don't know, or whatever. You wind up
Do you have a car to get from location to location?
another thing. Absolutely.
Do you have a car?
So make again, the most important thing is doing an inventory, having the time to look at the inventory, compare it to the field that you're looking at doing. And if you have weaknesses and holes and you still want to do that, then you're going to have to fill those holes and make sure that you bring yourself up to speed by the time that you move into the career, that you can then fulfill those functions. Because again, with every no that I listed, if you don't fill those holes, you are setting yourself further and further behind the 8 ball. And Angie will tell you, I have a lot of realtor friends, and some of the most successful ones are definitely the most gregarious ones, the ones who know no strangers and who can talk talk nonstop, but they get the job done, because that's communication is everything in the real estate business.
He also mentioned that he see a lot of creators and he has some knowledge, but they are toxic and they're made to sell. Google, Microsoft, Harvard, all of these institutions have free classes that you can take online that cost you nothing. All you have to do is say free online coding classes, free online filmmaking classes. And these are literally schools. These are not institutions that are trying to get you to make money. These are Harvard. Harvard had free coding classes online. Microsoft, Google, all of them offer free classes online because it's such a strong industry and they need people to get in there. So if you can get in there and take one course and you do very well in it, then maybe you'll decide to invest in that and you'll move further into it. So offering you that one class online to get you going, or a couple classes online, will get you in there to doing stuff. YouTube has so much information on how to do stuff and how to edit stuff, how to create stuff that's free, that has nothing to do with you taking a class. So there's a lot of free information out there. Spend a little bit of your time on YouTube saying, how do I become a content creator? How do I edit videos? Those are all places that you can take social media and use them to help you out, that they don't cost you anything. It's free. So those are all different resources that you can look into where they're not trying to get money from you, but you have to again, think about what it is that you like to do. Don't just choose something. Like I chose to be a lawyer because I used to watch the Cosby Show, and the mom on there was an attorney, and I had never saw a black female attorney before, and so that's what I wanted to be, was an attorney. Well, after working at a law office for 6 years, it wasn't as glamorous as it seemed on TV, and that's not what I wanted to do. And I had hoped that I had made other decisions. Is that what I do now? Not even close to it. So have a list of options. You're at a very key point in your life, or a pivotal point in your life, where you can make all kinds of where you can make different decisions and different options, and you don't have to choose one. That is one of the things that I was limited to when I was in school. My counselor didn't tell me to check out many options or that I could do multiple things. I wanted to be a lawyer, so that's the only thing she steered me to, when there's other things that I could have done instead of that. So that's what you need to do, is kind of look forward and make some decisions on how you need to how you what abilities you have, what are your likes, what are your dislikes, how much money do you want to make, like what is the average salary of a realtor, how do you consistently make that money, what is the average salary of a creator. Like, take the top three things that you like doing, that you enjoy doing, and then find out how much money it makes to be that person, how much education it takes, how much information it is out there for you to do those things. So decide what it is that you enjoy doing, not just what makes money, or not just a career, what you enjoy doing, what makes you happy. If you could wake up every single day and I could wave a magic wand and be like, hey, this is what you can do, boom, what would it be? Even if it's a personal trainer, you need to find out how much a personal trainer makes, because it may not be as much as you thought, but it may be more than you thought. But you have to do the research to find out. Like, that's something my son had to do in seventh grade. He had to research the career that he thought he wanted to do, to see how much the average salary is. And when you look it up, you need to look at the high and the low of it, and that average. You need to know, okay, coming out of high school or coming out of college, I'm only going to make this amount. How much is it going to cost me to go to school? How long is it going to take me to pay off those loans? Or, how am I going to finance my future? Those are all the things you have to look into. Or what other ways is it? I do see something to do with the stock market for you. I don't know if that's something that you're interested in, but I do see something about stocks and bonds. That would be something like the rush of it. I think you would like that too. So you might need to look into that. That seems to be something with the young folks that keeps coming up, because I think the last guy that came up too. So maybe that's something that's just fast money that you guys would like, the rush of it all. So that's all I got.
And it's interesting you mentioned the bodybuilder, the trainer, because my son wanted to be a trainer for a long time, and then he finally, and he kept thinking it was going to be really good money, and then he realized, when he had a conversation actually with a few personal trainers, he came back and said, "Dad, I got to choose something else, because that's not going to give me the lifestyle I wanted." And I'm like, yeah. So
Yeah. And so again, when you talk to realtors, tell them to give you the highs and lows of it all, not just the fast money of it. Because I knew someone who thought, oh, this is how much my checks are going to be every time, because they saw somebody and they were like, oh, this is what your commission is, or this is how much money you made. But you have to know, is that consistently what I'm going to make, or is that a one-time thing? And how do I balance that out? So you need to look into the highs and lows of it all. Talk to several different real estate agents. You have that, like, usually asking questions are free. They don't have a problem with you coming in, because then there's a candidate that they can get to come in and they can train and they can mold. So find out, how do you get your leads? Do you know that? How do they get their leads? How do they get their referrals? How do they make their money? So that's what you need to find out before you decide that that's what
Yeah.
you want to do.
And
All
again, the
right.
more information you gain, the more education or classes you take, all of them will help you down the road, even if you choose not to go in that direction. And I'll give you an example. As everybody knows, I started out as a clerk at as a department store, and while I worked my way through school, I was I worked at a place called Montgomery Ward's, which was a bargain store, a department store, and I was also a bouncer and I was a security guard, helping to work my way through school. Finally got into engineering. From there, I changed over to law, became a lawyer, and also had a real estate license and X X X X X. The point is that everywhere along the way, all the education I had learned along the way kept helping me as I kept changing and growing, because I had already had that underneath me, and it allowed me to do the things I needed to do. And to this day, I still have a real estate license, as most of you already know, and it is all the other stuff that helped bring me there and make me the success that I was at that when I was doing it mostly. So again, don't be afraid of education. Don't be afraid of learning, growing, and listening. And because everything that you hear, everything that you learn, and everything that helps you move the ball down the field a bit will help you in the long run be better at whatever you ultimately are successful at.
All right. Well, I hope that helps
Pam
you.
says my ex was a realtor and didn't make a living. Yeah, I'm telling you.
What was my ex?
Yeah, there's a lot of realtors who starry skies, and it's not all that it's cracked up to be. When you get the big check, it's nice, but sometimes the big checks are not.
Who's the person that puts the folders together? Like once you decide that you want to get it, and then like you have to get all your paperwork together, and they check to make sure everything is in there that's supposed to be. What is that person
They're
called behind the
coordinator, the
scenes?
coordinator,
um
closing
that's what
coordinator.
he ended up doing afterwards, like a mortgage, that he did that for mortgage and for car loans
Yeah,
behind the scenes after he figured out that the real estate thing wasn't always as glamorous as
yeah.
what it was. And we're not trying to discourage you, but we do want you to be, yes, Angels, closing agent. We want you to have all of the options ahead of you and not just get caught up in the glamorization of one thing. Have all your options. You're at a pivotal point in your life where you can make so many different decisions. Angel said her dad is a broker and the market is a little tough right now.
Yeah. And it goes through cycles. The market is up and down, up and down, up and down. If interest rates are high, the market's harder. If it's interest rates are lower, it's bad. If you've been in a business for a long time, you don't usually see much of a transition because you have a clientele that continues to follow. But it is a very complicated business. It really is. And again, there are some people who are great at it. Most importantly is, again, if you can walk into a room and know no strangers, because everybody's an instant friend, then you have got that is the biggest and hardest thing to learn if you don't have it innately in you. And if you have it in you, then that skill set will not only do you well in real estate, it'll do you well in any business. Because again, when you have that confidence and can walk into a room and own the room, then you will do business. You'll do good at every business. I guarantee it.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Don. Confidence and honesty. Like once we feel like you're not being honest with us or you're making up something, like if you don't know something, just say you don't know it. Like I've a lot of times had to tell people, I don't know what that is. I don't know. My guys aren't telling me anything. You have to be honest with people because as soon as they feel like you're not being honest, they shut down and nothing else that you're saying makes sense to them. When I go and buy a car, if I feel like you're lying to me because I've done the research, I'm not going to listen to anything else. And I've already decided I'm not going to buy a car.
Yep. And that's a hard job too. Jesus Christ. A car salesman?
All right, who's next? We're not. I mean, you can donate if you want to, but that's not how you get on the list. We not never gonna turn down a donation. But if you want to, if you actually just post your question, a good question will go ahead and help you. I've been waking up in crazy sweats recently. Is there something spirit is trying to communicate to me? I literally saw as I read your question, I saw like something being pulled out of you, and you're not ready to release whatever it is that needs to be pulled out of you. They literally showed it to me. It's like a monster being pulled out of you, and you holding on to it, and that's what the sweating is. That's your um your cardinal and your physical, like your not your cardinal, your physical, that's the same thing, but your physical and your mental are fighting with each other. Like you're asking for all these things to be released from you, but as they try to take them, you're holding on to them. Like I just said the other day, I had um I had a very emotional day and I just all of a sudden started crying. I'm like, why are you crying? So then I said, oh, that's something being released. I acknowledged that it was being released. I let it go. And then I was grateful to the universe for taking that thing out of me. So what it is, there's a monster inside you that is trying to be released, but you're not allowing it to release. The reason you're waking up in a sweat is because there's a battle going on in your subconscious. Like they're trying to pull it out and you're trying to hold on to it because it's a comfort to you. It's a behavior also that you're trying to get rid of. That's what the monster is. It's a behavior or a thought process that you're not letting go of. And you're saying that you want to release it, but when they try to take it, you're not letting go. And so you're waking up because that's a battle that's raging. You can have these dreams and wake up in a cold sweat or in a hot, in a hot, sticky sweat because inside your subconscious or in that dream state, you're battling. You know what I'm saying? Your guides are battling to remove this and you're not letting it go. You're holding on to it. And so you have to decide. Like I was telling Don today, I had a dream, or I keep having a dream of me with this little 2 year old little girl. And it's a little white girl. Like it'll be her parents, and then it'll just be being her. And I said, oh, is that my inner child? Is my inner child a little white girl? Or is it just and my inner child needing to be protected? Like they're letting me know we're giving her back to you. She's ready. She's healed. You have to receive her. And so I end up just walking around with this little girl who looks nothing like me, but she's so bubbly. She's so light. She makes me happy when she's with me. This little child. And so I just have to figure out: are they giving me my inner child back? Or is there something that they're trying to tell me about this little girl? But now that I actually walk through with you guys on here, it could be just that it's my inner child is now healed and I need to receive her back. So whatever it is, it's some kind of behavior that you need to let go of. Because they literally show it to me as a serpent trying to be pulled out of you. And not to say that it's an evil thing, but it's a behavior or an attitude or a mindset that you won't let go of. It is a little blonde girl, Angels Will Fly. Um, she's about 2 years old and she's so inquisitive. So she talks as much as I do. It could be my inner child. Maybe my inner child is a little white girl. I keep telling y'all. But Corinne, they're literally showing me that um whatever it is, it's just something that you need to allow to be released. And again, we just had the full moon. So you just say, I release all that no longer serves me. I acknowledge that you're trying to remove this. How do I release this and allow it to go? And then set the intention when you go to sleep at night that, hey, I want to remove whatever it is that is causing me to wake up in this sweat. I want to release whatever it is that I need, that this demon it is, or this behavior or this mindset that I need to let go of. Just set the intention when you go to sleep that you're going to release it, that you're going to give it to the heavens, that you're going to give it to whoever's trying to take it away, and that when you wake up, you will be grateful and thankful. So set the intention when you go to sleep. I'm going to sleep through the night. I'm going to wake up having released whatever it is that my guides are trying to remove from me. I am thankful that you're removing this, and I acknowledge it and I release it and allow you to take it to wherever it needs to be. So that's what I see for you, Miss Corinne. Um, they are saying something about magic. You're losing the magic of it all. Like you're losing the wonder and amazement of life. Like I feel like life has been a little bit hard, or you're going through a rough patch or a difficult part, because they're showing me a timeline and they're dissecting just one part of this timeline, and you're wishing you could just take this part out or remove it and then get back on track, because you seem to be a little bit off track. You just want to dissect this little part out and take it out and move forward. And they're saying you're losing the magic and the wonder of it all. Like you're not wishing anymore, you're not hoping anymore, you're not planning, because you think, well, if I plan for it, then it won't happen, or if I plan for it, then it'll turn out worse than what I thought it was, or I won't get it the way that I am. And they're saying you're missing the magic of it. Instead of seeing the lesson in it, you're seeing the hopelessness of it, and wondering why this is happening to you instead of for you. One of the stories I've told often is that I got to the point where I started to save money. And then when an emergency came up, I was mad at the emergency. Like, how dare you come and I have to go into my savings, instead of being happy that I actually had the money to take care of what the situation is. Instead of being grateful for having the surplus, I was mad at the thing for coming at all. But what they were trying to show me is that your life is better. In the past, you couldn't have even been able to pay for this. You wouldn't have even had the ends to make it meet. But now you have the surplus. So if this situation comes, be grateful that you have it and not mad at the situation for testing you and taking away from your abundance, because you'll get more abundance.
Corinne, the one thing that I was getting additionally is that um, I'm feeling there's a block, and I don't know if it's a intentional block or a subconscious block, but I feel there's a block, and what it seems to come from is, again, is it's like you when you go to sleep. Again, you're not really directing your spirits and spirit guides to do something or other, and so you're kind of wide open. And in so doing, they're trying to get something to you subconsciously because you're not paying attention consciously. I feel you're blocked and you're not listening to them. And so as they're working on you in your dreams, that it's kind of being lost. And I'm surprised you're even sleeping well, because I'm getting the feeling like you're not even sleeping well, that you're waking up tired, you're waking up exhausted. And that's kind of wearing on you as well. So what I would suggest is that, first and foremost, two things. Go to bed. When you go to bed, first of all, tell your spirit guide to tell all the other spirits, nobody's welcome tonight. The room is closed unless it's some very specific emergency, then they cannot come in and they're not allowed in. And do not let them come into your dreams or anything. Again, they're off limits. And try this for a few days first and see if that stops. If it does stop, and again, the sweats are gone, then take the next step, which is finding a different way to communicate through your spirits, because again, you're blocking them, and they've been attacking through your dreams, because again, that's the subconscious way they thought they could get in. So again, I truly believe they're sending you a message. They're trying to talk to you, but as much as you consciously want to listen, subconsciously you're not. For some reason, you're turning it off. And so reach out to your gatekeeper and tell them, whoever they may be, that for the next few nights, nobody is welcome in my room from X hour to X hour, and make sure you get a full night's sleep. And do not be surprised if, again, you still may have dreams, but they're not going to be dreams where they're hitting you upside the head or they're trying to tell you something, because again, that's not what the problem is. It's, again, that subconscious attack they're giving you to try to get you to understand something. And again, if that works, then it was spirits around you trying to get through to you, and you're blocking them. So then the next step you will have to do, if you have 2 or 3 nights of good sleep after you do what I said, then to reach out and make sure that you have your spirits find some way to communicate with you to get around that block, because I do believe there's a block that is right now part of your existence. And again, it's subconscious, it's not conscious. So I don't think you intend
I
it.
also get that she's missing class. She used to come to class. I think that she's missing that kind of higher level thinking. Sometimes we take away our own treats. Like I said, we set the space that on Tuesday nights, this is what we're going to do. On Wednesday nights, this is what we're going to do. On Monday nights, and I think you're missing that space to have that collectiveness that supports you. And so that's where you need to just find, even if you can come in for an hour and leave, or come in an hour late. Like we're not sticklers where if you're not there at 6:01 that you can't come in. You can come in for an hour, have a couple sessions, and then leave. You could come back. You could come at 7 and then come back. Like we're doing exercises the whole 2 hours, and we'll welcome you to come in. So I think you're also missing that higher level of enlightenment. But I also had something about, I was going to say, you could put crystals under your pillow. Like you can go to bed and have crystals under there for protection, for clarity, for to open up, your third eye. Put some crystals up under your pillow at night when you go to sleep also, and that may also help you to draw out what it is that is negative, or that is haunting you, or that is giving you this issue.
And one of the things that it reminds you, Corinne, and everybody out there, if you have so much energy flowing through you, and again, you're not grounding yourself by getting out in dirt, then you can also buy grounding sheets. I know it sounds strange, but there are places that sell grounding sheets, and that you put them on the bed, and they ground your energy. So therefore that you,
I never heard of
yes,
that.
they have them. They have grounding pads and they have grounding sheets. And so you
Is it made out of like bamboo? That's all. It just be like bamboo sheets or
no, no,
something.
no. Bamboo is wood. It'll actually it'll conduct even though slowly it'll conduct. But no, it has like I think it has some copper running through it and stuff. And so it's a grounding grid, and it'll ground you. And so at night you can ground yourself with your when you sleep, and it helps you sleep so much better because again, if you're not somebody have successfully grounding during the day, these sheets can help you at night. So a grounding pad on your bed or grounding sheets on your bed will work. Check it out. You can type in metaphysical grounding pad for the bed or whatever, type it in, you'll see it. But you may want to try something like that. Everybody may want to try those if you're having some restless nights and lots of energy to blow off. But keep that in mind as well. But most importantly, again, when you come to the other thing that Angie was alluding to is that when you come to a group like ours and you have a lot of kinetic energy around you, your vibrations raise with them. And so it makes it easier for you to talk to your guides. So even if you are not in class, and if you're not somebody who wants to come to class, if and this is for everybody out there, if you don't want to come to class, it's Tuesday nights, it's free, it's on Zoom. But if that's something that's not your thing, then if you still want to raise your vibration so you can more easily speak to spirit, one of the best ways to do it is put on some high frequency music, something that will vibrate, they'll shake the walls. Not necessarily high bass, that's not necessary. It can have high bass, but the most important thing is the energy. You have to feel the energy in the music. It has to the more frenetic it is, sometimes the better it is. Get up there, get moving, and it gets your energy rising. If you raise your vibrations, then you are closer to spirit because spirit vibrations are high and we are usually like here. So if you can slowly do something to raise your thing, they sometimes can come to meet you eventually. So make sure you keep that in mind. Again, first of all, grounding if you can, and secondly, raising your vibrations. No matter what, those two things can be very helpful to you, especially if you do have a block and you're trying to communicate.
But the one thing that they'll always tell you in the metaphysical is find a tribe,
Yep.
find some people, even if it's somebody that you can just call and talk to and you don't get to go to class. Sometimes they'll say something that you were already thinking and just give you that confidence and that confirmations. A lot of time I'll go to class and I just like to hear the confirmations that, what I told you was correct, or that I was right on track with what I was thinking or what I was seeing. It's a confidence builder, which again raises your vibration, which is what Don is saying. Sometimes I'll go there and I'll be in a grumpy mood, or I'll have a headache, or I just don't want to do it. And by the end of the night, I'm just like, you know what? I'm glad I came. I had a good time. I got to have a discussion with like-minded people who helped me, who triggered a word, or who said something, or who noticed this, or who told me that. And so it's just that community sometime, or having somebody to bounce things off of, or confirm something that you were thinking, that'll raise your vibration also.
I'm gonna print this out. This is only an example of the grounding sheets. This link. This is only an example. I'm not saying it's the only one, but at least you can go
But
to.
Keena sent me that link too, Don. Wait, just as soon as you said it, Keena was.
So you can go there and look at the grounding sheets, and on this one specifically, it even has some things you can play like little video clips to help you understand about like chronic knee pain and all this other stuff. And again, it's about grounding therapy, and so give it. If you have not heard of it, seen it, or have dealt with it yet, it's something to consider. And this is only one of the many options. I'm not saying buy this one. I'm not sponsoring this one. I don't get any money from it. I wish I did.
Oh, Angel said they even have like a pillowcase. If you don't want to buy the whole thing, you can just buy a pillowcase to lay your head on. I might need to buy that pillowcase.
I have a friend who has a pad, and she rolls the pad up and takes it with her when she travels. So in a hotel room, she puts the pad on the bed so she can still ground herself even when she's traveling.
Oh, I'm gonna look into that pillowcase, Angels. I like that idea.
Yep.
Take that with me.
So there you go.
It was you know what else you could do, and this is something that Lavita said. You could take that energy and put it in, like she mentioned something about taking a crystal and making it like the room where you put this bad energy, or this negative energy, or this anxiety, or these people, or whatever it is. Because I was like, oh, I like that. I can set up I can make this crystal the room where I put blah blah blah. So you can decide, I want to put my bad dreams in here. I want to put these negative thoughts in here before I go to sleep. I want these things to go into this. And so you can set the intention to put that negativity or whatever it is, that behavior or whatever it is, into that crystal. And then when it's done, or that it's been released, you can get rid of it if you want to, or do whatever you need to do to release the or maybe you could probably just put the crystal back out in the moonlight or the sunlight and allow it to be, that energy to be reabsorbed back into the universe. So there's all kinds of things that you can do in order to get rid of whatever this is that is happening. And honestly, tonight you just needed someone to bounce these things off of, because these are things that I don't think you would have considered, and just hearing it from an outside source is giving you a lot more confidence. Like, I feel like your energy has already risen, even from just the little things that we said, because now you feel like you had options, where when you came here you felt like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do, how am I going to do it, what is this? Now you feel like, oh, I have so many options, which one can I choose, or what combination of them can I choose? So I already feel like your energy is a bit raised, and you're even excited about the options available too.
Yeah, and they even sell them on Amazon. There's a bunch of them on Amazon. So again, they're all over. But
Yeah.
yep, there's even some for, like, they have one here for $45. They range in
Oh, wow.
price. So
Because the first one Keena sent me was $170.
mhm.
I want that pillowcase because I can take that with me wherever, and I can put it over somebody's head if they get on my nerves.
I hear you. Yeah, there's the grounding sheets for $30. So there's, again, folks, just
Oh, that's a good price.
yeah. So give it a consideration. Give the idea a consideration and see if it's something that works
And it's
with you.
about to be Amazon Prime for the 11th and 12th. So you know what I'm saying? You can get some good Amazon
Oh,
deals.
that's right. Yep. Yep. So there you go.
All right, Keena, who's next? It was good seeing you or talking to you, Karina.
Absolutely.
Woo! Okay. Bro, what, are you still here? I hope that you are, because there's are you thinking about going to the casino, or are you a casino person? Because I'm hearing the ching 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 of money falling at a casino. Bro, what, you're wondering about money. And as soon as I said July, I saw July, but I saw casino. So are you going to Vegas, or are you going on a trip that has to do with the casino? Because I hear the ching 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 of the money, like the ding 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 of the casino machines. But I also see you're not going to Vegas, you're not going to any place like that, because you're not a gambler, you're not a person who will bet like that. You don't like gambling. They're showing that to me. They're showing me definitely the casino. They're showing me the slot machines, and I hear that bing, 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 bing noise of the coins falling, or the little dings of the machines while you're in there. So let me see why they're showing me that for your July. Are you trying to find ways to make money that you think will require no effort, like get rich quick, like, oh, I can do this and make some money, oh, I can do that and make some money? So they could be showing me it to me in the light of that also, like you're trying to make money quickly, um but with no solid plan on how to make it, like just fast money. And what I'm being told to tell you is they're showing me the temperance card, which means to kind of slow down. In this case, it means slow down, but it also means with temperance, you're bringing two things to the same temperature. So maybe you have hot liquids and you have an egg to put in there. So you need to temper it to make sure that you don't cook the egg when you put it in this hot material. So what they're saying is you need to not get quick. Okay, different money making options. So they want you to be mindful of the things that you invest your time in, but also your money in, and your skills and ability while you're trying to make this money. One, what is it that you do like? Two, I'm hearing the word honesty. Be honest and make sure that what you're doing is an honest living, so you won't get in, you won't get into any kind of legal trouble about what it is that you're doing. So they're saying make sure that you're honest about what you're doing, and what you're doing is forthright. Because they're showing me karma, they're showing me the wheel of fortune, but it's going this way, which means that the wheel is turning not in your favor, but you're receiving the karma that for whatever it is that you've done. So make sure that all the things that you're trying to do to make money are legit. They're showing me a pyramid and a line through it. So make sure it's not like a pyramid scheme, or it's not something that takes people money and then they don't have a benefit for whatever it is. So they're saying be mindful of the options that you're considering when you're deciding to make this money. They're showing me a phone and being dialed. Are you thinking about doing customer service, or do you do customer service now? Because they're showing me somebody on a phone and they're showing me paperwork or a list of paper. So do you talk on the phone to customers? Are you in customer service, or is that something that you're interested in? Because they're showing me that as in talking on the phone and not necessarily making sales, but you're talking to people on the phone and taking notes. So that may be an avenue with customer service that you might want to go into. Or if you're in customer service already, they're saying don't leave, just continue to work that, because you're getting skills and ability, you're getting skills in communication, you're getting skills in note taking, you're getting skills in documentation that you're not necessarily understanding that you're getting. You're just seeing it as, oh, I'm talking on the phone, and they're showing me all the different skills that you can gain from doing that, and how it'll help your business in the future if this is the thing that you're doing. Not in customer service right now, but I like sales currently and cook. So they're showing me more of a customer service and you being on the phone and doing that. I'm not sure if you like cooking or if that just pays the bills right now, but that's what they're showing me. And I guess it could have been sales, because they literally showed me a list of names and you dialing phone numbers and talking on the phone to people. So again, it could be customer service, it could be sales, but something like that. That seems to be what brings you joy, and that's what you should look into. And even if you can't do it full time because you work, then maybe you could pick, like, on the weekends you could do this and just see how you like it and see how it builds and how it transitions you into what you want to do. The one question I heard is, how does universe, God, your higher power, know what it is you want? Like, how do they know what to give you if you haven't told them what to give you? You're doing whatever you're doing because that's what you decided to take. That's what you decided to not necessarily settle for, but of all the options in the world that you could have had, this is the one that you took. What is it that you actually really want? Like, if we could give you exactly what you want, what is it that you want? Do you have a minimum salary in line? Do you have the days of week that you want to work, the hours you want to work, what kind of job you want to do at home or remote? Like, have you set those details up in your head, and are you giving that information to your higher power so that they can make that happen for you? If you don't give me nothing to work with, how can I bless you with anything? If what they say, you have not because you ask not. So what have you asked your higher power for in order to receive or to get you to where you want to be? And if you don't, then maybe you should ask, how do I get from right here? How do I get from where I am now, where I have no idea what I want, to a place where I'm confident with the options that are available to me, and I can make the choices that I need to move myself forward. So if you really want to make money, they want to know, how do you want to make that money? How are you going to um um decide what you want to do in the future? Like, it's not a dictatorship. What is it that you want? So that's what I got for you, bro. What?
The first thing that hit me was walk away. Are you doing something now you're ready to walk away from? Because I'm getting to walk away. That came to me stronger than anything else. Um, and I'm trying to, um, yeah, no, the walk away was the hmm. Hmm. Are you in a relationship now too? Because God knows I don't like love readings, but I'll be damned. What is coming in? Are you in a relationship right now? Because I'm thinking the walk away seems to be kind of pulling at the relationship situation. Are you in a relationship? Single. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh no. Okay. Um, I'm getting this. Wow. Yeah. No.
You ain't gotta tell us, but the cards gonna say what the cards gonna say, and our intuition gonna tell us what the intuition gonna tell us. So
Yeah.
he said, not even entertaining anything right now.
Interesting.
Not even like a bedtime boo.
No, when I was getting walk away, I was getting walk away from an emotional situation. Even though
Oh,
I thought it was definitely a job thing, and then I was like, no, wait a minute, this is emotional entanglement. I was getting walk away, so it
do you
sounds.
have a family member that you're having a rift with, or a family member that is like too much emotionally for you to deal with, or like you get a negative energy when you're around this person? Young Buddha, you just need to post a question as to what you want. We would prefer you not put general on there because we want to have you actually ask a question. So if you want to be on the list, just post a
Are
question.
you so? Are you? Because I'm getting again. Are you living at home and you're having some family drama, and you're ready to walk away in the sense of going off on your own? Because I'm getting a walk away, and I'm getting an emotional drama, an emotional connection. So, are you still living at home? Or are you living with a brother or sister? What's the thing there? Interesting. Okay, then I'm totally off on your energy tonight, so I'm useless to you because I'm getting the walk away from an emotional situation. So I am no use to you. Not which is glad. I'm glad because again, it's apparently I'm in a different place, and it's not as positive as you are presently in your world, and that's a good thing that you're in positive world because I'd rather have you in your world than the world that I'm kind of seeing for you right now. So, so wait a minute. You just told me that there's no negative, no family member is negative. Recently, prayer, and then you said home is very draining emotionally. Okay.
The cards don't lie.
Um, so anyway, good luck on that. Again, I think that for what I was getting was get your house in order first, and the rest will fall in line. That's kind of what I was getting because again, it came to me first, and I do not like emotional readings. I don't get into emotion side, as you all know.
Well, I mean, you say no family member, then you say that you're very emotional at home. Like, what is it? So what is so draining about being there? Like they want you to come in and be in the house by 11 o'clock. They want you to like what take care of your own personal needs. What's draining about it? Because you said there's no negativity. So were you just discrediting what we were saying, and then now you're like, oh yeah, it is draining. So is it that you have this negativity, or not? Kina Huna. Oh, well, my business prosper. Enchanted Empress, are you still here? And does your business have something to do with hair? I get the salon feel, hair or lashes or something like that. Um, oh, okay.
You're gonna get a breakthrough, no matter what, bro. Bro. What? Go step back 1 second. You're gonna get a breakthrough. I don't know if July is your breakthrough. I'm getting actually like more into August, September. The big breakthrough is coming. So just keep pushing forward. The opportunity is gonna present itself, and you'll know when that happens. But I do not see July as being that month for you. Um, and Empress, you said you are here, and it wasn't nails.
She didn't come through. I don't see her. Do you see her? I don't see her comment if she's already said it.
Okay. Because for some reason I was seeing nails. I don't like.
I got a salon too, so I thought hair, but it could be hair or lashes or nails.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I got a yes on the will it be successful and
Mhm.
prosper, but you have to be very focused. You have to be, you have to invest in you. Like it's not like you make all this money and then you just go on a trip or you go shopping or whatever. You have to reinvest in the business, and you have to reinvest in you is what they're saying. And so when you get this money, because it seems to be like it seems to be like buckets of money pouring in, but the buckets take a while to fill every time. So it's not like a river of money just flowing to you at all times. it's buckets that had to be filled. So for me, if these buckets have to be filled, you're the person filling these buckets with your hard work or with your determination. And so yes, you're going to get these buckets of money, but you have to know that there's time in between. So you get this bucket of money and you empty that out to you. Well, then it's going to take time to build the next bucket. So what they're saying is that money isn't going to be a steady river coming to you. It's going to be buckets of money that depend on how much hard work you put in there. So if you work consistently the same, then it should take about the same amount of time, given that there's no outside forces to intervene to fill each bucket. But if sometimes you want to be a little bit too much priority, then maybe you'll go ahead and it'll take you longer to fill the next bucket than it took you the last time. Or if you're a little bit tired, or if there are circumstances that prevent you. So each bucket is going to come to you, but there's going to be some effort needed on your part in order to fill them. So that's what I got. Miss
The one thing
Angie.
I got is also on top of that was the is reminding you, enchanted Empress, that this is indeed a business, and you can't be such a friend that you. First of all, if you have employees, you can't be a friend and an employer at the risk of the employment having the negative side of it. In other words, like how you bill, how you pay, how you do those things are important, and how you manage. But more importantly, you can't be giving your services away for free all the time, because if you do, then your business model fails, because you have to have money coming in. So you can be nice and your friends are friends, but your friends need to understand that this is your business. You have to be clear with them that I'm doing this to raise money, to make money. This is my living. And so once you lay that groundwork and that ground rule, you may see a change and things come up. And the finances get much better, of course, because again, I think some people tend to think that they think if they're a friend, then the services are for free, and they should not be. Being a friend does not equal free services. Being a friend equals helping my friend put food on her table, and being a friend is helping my friend pay rent. And if I need a service that my friend offers, if I would pay somebody else, then why not pay my friend? And that's where I'm coming with you, is to make sure that you are qualifying to your friends that you have value for the service you put forward, and that they need to make the payment for that same service. You can give them maybe a little discount if you want, but the most important thing is, if they're true friends, they're going to help you eat. They're going to help you, because if you're not paying your bills, if you don't have the money to pay your bills and you don't have the money to eat, then you're going to be making their life miserable, because they're going to hear about it from all the time, because you can't make it happen, and that's the last thing they want. So they're going to help. They're going to want to be part of that. Okay, so make sure that you respect your time, you respect your service, you respect your ability, and by doing that, you charge for what you believe your value is. And if that isn't acceptable to the friends, then they don't need the service. But make sure that you're being paid for what you do, because that, again, people, it's interesting. Get free time, and I won't say anything about what we're doing right now, because it's the same thing. It's amazing. You get free time, and how people they discount it to the value that we charge them. And we train them. It's like, oh, there's no value. In this situation, we don't train, we hope that we don't train people that there's no value in this. What we tell people is, we charge for this. These long readings that we do individually, we charge for them. And the way in giving back to other people is, and people who may not be able to be in our sphere to be able to do that, we give back to others who may not have that connection or the finances or whatever. So our way of balancing off our receiving so much and abundant and being happy is also giving back a little bit like this. So we're hoping you never get that message that there's no value in what we do. We believe we're giving back because we are blessed in what we get. And that's a very different concept of what I'm talking about with this. When your friends are asking you to do things for them, and when other people are saying, hey, give me, let me do this for free or whatever, because they don't value your time, that's a different problem. So keep that in mind. So just want to make sure I clarify the two, because I don't want you all to think that we fall in that same category. We do this because we want to help other people who may not have the connections or the ability to get the service done, or even the financial wherewithal to do it. So we do free readings to help people have that access, because the last thing to do is again, if you get a gift and you get benefits, it's always good to give a little bit back. Okay. So was I convoluted, or did it make sense?
No, it made sense. What I was thinking was I really hope she here because we just gave you a very good reading, like and a long in-depth
And she
reading. So
hasn't
I really hope
responded,
that
so
you're
I'm
still
thinking
here.
maybe not.
She has not. And so 'cause the last time she came back and said, "Oh, that's what she was saying." I asked earlier, did I don't know if I missed it. So I'm assuming she's popping in and out, and so she's probably not gonna get it. But we gave you a damn good reading. Oh well. Who's next, Keena? Young Buddha, I don't even see a question in there. And Lord help the child for that comment.
I think we're pretty much done. I think, right?
Is that it? All right.
Ter-
It was a very good
is
night.
Tara
I
here?
liked all of
Is Tara still here? Tara, how do I say it? Tara, are you?
Tara, are you still here?
Angel says, "Woo woo." I don't think Tara's here. I think she's flown as well. All righty then. Well, thank you, Tara, for at least proposing the question. So we are good. Suzanne, we are closed for the night. The list was already closed, so I appreciate you popping in, but the list had already closed for the evening. Thank you so much for popping in. Angie, any big plans for the weekend?
No.
No.
I'm like, wait, what is the weekend? Is there something happening this weekend? I started thinking, like, ooh, what's happening this weekend? Oh, wait, yes, it is. Me and Keena going to a TLC concert.
Oh,
We got
nice.
tickets for TLC. They're gonna be here at some casino, so we're going to that on Friday. And I don't really have anything planned for Saturday. Or Sunday we'll be back live. For any of you who missed your turn tonight, you can come back Sunday. We'll be live again at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Did TLC ever replace T-Boz? I mean, Left Eye?
They had a contest on TV where they replaced her, and then nothing ever happened to that. So I don't even know what the show is gonna be like. We'll just have to see. But I do know that they had a contest to replace her, and then I don't know if they bring specific people out per what city they're in.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen anything recent, but I do know that they still perform. So I guess we'll have to see.
It sounds like it's going to be fun. They have some good music. I mean, at one point they were like the group, so it's not as though they have just
They
a
were
little bit.
making good money.
Absolutely. So it sounds like it'll be a fun time. Sunday, if you are in the Phoenix area, you are welcome, everybody, to join us at the Psychic Fair. I will be there on Sunday with Julie and with Susan and Ted Harris as well.
No, that came up fast.
I know. Yeah, this one's quick, and then the next one is until October. So again, if you are in the Phoenix area, 9 to 5 in Tempe, I think it's called the DoubleTree, but I don't remember the streets. Maybe I don't remember.
It's on Priest and I want to say University, but that ain't right. It's right on Priest. Where University of Phoenix, no, where they used to be, so that ain't gonna help you. But is it on Priest?
I think it's on Priest. Yeah, one of the cross streets is Priest.
Priest and whatever that street is that 52nd? No, that's not.
I don't know.
52nd Street.
It's the same street that if we go to class on
Broadway?
Monday, it goes this way. That is Priest going that way. You're right. That's Priest. I don't know the cross one. Osborne?
No, that's too
Priest
far.
and something. Anyway, it's going to be there.
I worked there for 5 years, Don. I don't even know. Right at that corner.
Oh, that's
literally.
crazy. Yeah, so we're going to be there on Sunday and it's going to be 70 plus vendors with all kinds of metaphysical stuff. So if you have the opportunity, please stop on by if you're in the area. And other than that, tomorrow morning, I'll be back live with Shauna. We start at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and run for about 2 hours, I think. And then Friday is Julie and Scott, and they go on around 9-ish, 10-ish, I don't know. And then Sunday, Angie and Sherry. And then Monday, tea time with Shauna. And Tuesday, Julie and Susan. And then back on Wednesdays with Susan and Priest and Broadway. Okay. So anyway, check in, folks, if you want some free readings. Again, everybody who is part of our group gives free readings through these things as a way of giving back to the community. So we appreciate, and the way what we do ask in return is you hit those subscribe buttons on YouTube, on the follow buttons on Facebook. That is how we get paid, in the sense of you showing us love and appreciation. All right. So have a great evening, everybody. And I see Keena's already booked, so I will go ahead and walk us out of here with some special graphics. Good night, Angie.
I had to mute the mic because you know my son is loud in the background. I want y'all to hear him scream.
She's not killing him, folks. Believe me, he's playing video games.
I'm not.
My son does the same thing, and it's like, oh my God, they can get so loud. You know, but did I tell you? Well, no, I better not tell you here. I'll tell you. Remind me off screen, okay? I don't want to get anybody in trouble. Anyway, adios, everybody. Oh, Lord.
Bye.